Placer Hillman High School football is on the air. Tonight's game on 104.5 FM and 950 AM KAHI is brought to you by Depot Bay Coffee Roasters, Keith Thomas State Farm Insurance, by Mackey Heating and Air, by Mel's Diner, River Valley Community Bank, by Robinson Sand and Gravel, Roseville Auto Mall, and by Auburn Trophies. Now let's take you out to the field. Here's Keith and Phantom.
Welcome into Chico, California. We are ready to bring you Friday Night Football, your Placer Hillmen and the Pleasant Valley Vikings. Hello, everyone. Keith Joganos alongside with the Phantom. Phantom, better late than never. Had a little technical difficulty. We're ready to get this one underway right now.
I hope the Hillmen was impressive as your driving ability and technical abilities to get us here and get us on. A fantastic job by you. And yes, the Hillmen obviously bottom line, looking to grab a W tonight, get a win going into the league season.
Pleasant Valley at 1-2. The Hillmen coming off a loss last weekend where it was another stinger. They're just looking to get on the board, like you said, Phantom, with a W. So Jackson Ramirez set to kick this one off. And here we go, Phantom. Any questions?
No questions. Well, I think the Hillmen have a lot of questions. They're going to try to answer some of them, at least some of them, here tonight.
All right, so Pleasant Valley will receive the football to start the first half. Jackson Ramirez gets the whistle from the ref as the Placer Hillmen will go in search of their first win of the 2021 campaign. We are underway from Chico. It's a screaming line drive. We're going to get whistles all over the place, though, so we're likely going to do this one all over again.
Either they weren't ready or a Placer player was offsides already. It would not be a good way to stop, but I saw him kind of go ahead of the ball, but I did not see any flags come down, just the whistle. So I think we're just going to have a do-over.
Yeah, so Placer was supposed to play Menlo Atherton last week, but due to the COVID situation and travel restrictions, finally getting the game for the first time in over a week, and a lot of nerves, I'm imagining.
I know. I'm excited about being here myself. I can't imagine how the players are. It seems like it's been more than 2 weeks, and when you're a team that's trying to find yourself, it's really tough to take these breaks.
Jackson Ramirez, take two, and we're underway. This one is higher. It lands at around the 40. This one is picked up by Menlo Atherton, and great coverage right there in the open field to stop that one. This one will start at the 34-yard line for the Pleasant Valley Vikings at 1-2. Lost to Menlo Atherton 34-0 a couple of weeks ago, a team that, like we mentioned, Placer was supposed to play, but due to COVID, they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, what Placer needs to do, I think, Keith, is get some momentum between the offensive and defensive units. Have a stop right here defensively. Turn it over to your offense and start to get that flow going that they're going to need come league season.
And like you mentioned, Phantom, a Placer team on defense not known for struggling, but they've given over 130 points up combined through the first 3 games.
Almost 43 a game, exactly, and I know that Joe Montoya, that's number 1 or number 2 on his list tonight.
This drive will start from the Pleasant Valley 34-yard line. We're going to get some more whistles here, as in the gun is Ian Guanson, the senior quarterback. Ref's going to congregate. Haven't even played one down yet, and we already had 3 whistles, it feels like.
3 whistles, 2 kicks, one of them didn't count, and 1 good tackle by the Hillmen.
So Guanzon will start this drive at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10, with 11:12 to play here on KAHI Radio, 950 AM. What's that FM dial?
104.5, and we should point out we are spectators tonight. We are not fancy the elite up in the press box. We're hanging out with the people. We got a couple of little kids running by all the time. I mean, we're out here with the people, my friend.
We are with the Hillmen faithful indeed.
That's right. And at some point we're going to start this game. If they would let us know, we could you wouldn't have taken that detour on the freeway like you did. And
I would have gone 99.
The Hard Rock Casino. That was pretty good.
Pleasant Valley will start this drive with 3 wideouts to the left side and nobody on the right side. 1 tailback in the backfield. Guanzon back to pass, bootlegs it out to the right, has time, zips it toward the sideline as that one is incomplete. It was intended for Brady White. Great job there by Placer. They've been dealing with a lot of bootlegs, and they've had mobile quarterbacks every single week so far, and it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up.
As you mentioned, a lot to the left side. They decided to go to the right side. The pass was severely underthrown, which hopefully for the Hillman defense is something that can happen time and time again here tonight.
Pleasant Valley, who has had trouble scoring the football, something that as a Placer opponent they're not used to.
Right, they scored 21 their first game against Yuba City and lost by 17, and then were blanked by Atherton.
Going to get a run up the middle. That one will go for a gain of 1, maybe 2 if they're lucky, as taking that one is number 28, Matt Kinoshita, the junior.
We mentioned, Keith, that building some momentum, but even more important than most games, defensively, I think, making a mark here for the Hillmen right at the beginning of the game. Very, very important here.
So 3rd down and 7 for the Vikings of Pleasant Valley, and 3rd down is something that the Hillmen have struggled with all year so far. They're still trying to. Now we're going to get some trickery here. There's only one center lined up, only one lineman. The whole offensive line is lined up near the far sideline on the Hillman side here. Play action. The throw, that one is intercepted at the 50-yard line. And the Hillmen are in business already with a big turnover. That one taken to the 45, a big INT. Number 9, it was Maxwell Joyner who came up with the interception. Big play for the Hillman defense.
Once again, Keith, the Eagles sent all their players out to the left, decided to go back to the right. I think he wanted to go down the middle. That was covered, and then Maxwell stepping in front of that pass beautifully in the right flat.
So Maxwell Joyner, the junior, picks off the pass on 3rd down, and the Hillmen already with another 2 back-to-back weeks. They've already had 2 turnovers on defense, back-to-back weeks.
And we're trying to build that momentum, and that is exactly what they needed to start out this game. And now they're one shy on the offensive line, so we're going to wait for one more guy to come in.
So here comes an offense for the Placer Hillmen that's been lights out. It's been due in part to Andy Hall, the quarterback, running the football last week, but also Lavelle Davis. They line up Davis, who takes the carry towards the far sidelines. Lavelle Davis crosses the 50 out towards the 45. We're going to get a flag thrown from the Hillman sideline. We'll see what the call is. And Lavelle Davis comes up hobbling a little bit on one wheel on his right side.
That's what he does a lot. Hopefully, Lavelle can walk that off. Placer with 350 yards in the passing game, over 900 in the rushing game through the first 3 games. I really think diversification is going to be one of the keys for the Hillmen. They try to bring that throwing up into closer to make that a 50-50 attack. When you got a back like Davis, you're going to run the ball a lot, but they really have to strike through the air.
The penalty is going to be holding on Placer, so it's going to mark them back 10 yards. They go back to their own 44-yard line. That's going to bring up 1st and way long here.
Just 1st and 15 on the board, and a very nice scoreboard here at the Pleasant Valley Stadium.
Hall's going to get it off to Jalen Suggs, and Suggs inches towards the 50-yard line. He's finally wrestled down right at the 50 as that tackle was made by Chase Steele, the senior, number 7. Gain of a couple there for Jalen Suggs, who has slowly but surely started to get the football more and more in the running game.
Yeah, with Placer finding they need to diversify, you can't let people just concentrate on Davis. Suggs has been a real valuable number 2 back, and I'd like to see Andy Hall go to the air right here.
Gain of about 5 for Suggs on the carry, so now Andy Hall lines up in the shotgun. He sends Lavelle Davis out to the left, goes back to pass, a little screen play. That pass is caught by Prieto, number 7, who crosses the 50. Gain of about 4 by Prieto. Alejandro Prieto, who they've been trying to get involved in the passing game, a couple of drops, a couple of errant throws by Andy Hall, and that pass brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, real easy completion for Andy Hall right away. A good play by Pleasant Valley. They got the first block was laid out pretty well, but the second defender came up and kept that play under 5 yards. So a good play, but again, a completion for Andy Hall, get him in that groove.
So this ball lines up across the 50. It's marked at the 45. They're going to need about 5 to move the sticks. Play action. Hall back to pass. That's time. Going to throw it to the near sideline. That pass is almost intercepted, and then it's caught by number 6, Gage Parada. It looked like trouble for the Hillmen as Hall's pass was tipped up in the air, and then Parada diving for it, makes the catch, moves the sticks.
If trouble means an interception, you're exactly right, Keith. That was about high level for the defender. He just went right through his hands. Give Parada credit behind him for staying alive in the play, scooping that thing up right before it hit the turf. 1st down.
So great heads-up play by GP, and that ball is now going to be spotted at the Viking 35. The Hillmen taking a little more time on offense here. They're used to going no huddle. 1st and 10 from the Viking 35. They're going to go up the middle to Lavelle Davis. Davis breaks 1 tackle. He's out across the 35, and he's near the 1st down marker. A big gain there for +5.
Yeah, good job by Davis to make the 1st down there. He got through the line. Another good tackle by the Eagle defender there to keep Lavelle from turning that one into 6 points.
Lavelle Davis, who was featured in the Sac B article's best 15 backs. More on that in a minute. 8:09 to play. They give it back to Suggs. Goes up the middle. Jalen Suggs still going across the 30. Still moving his feet inside the 25. And Jalen Suggs there with a great power run.
Yeah, one of the things about Suggs is he's not as shifty, obviously, as Davis. But once he gets hit, after he's hit, he doesn't go down for a while. It takes a couple of guys, I think at least a trio of Eagles, to bring him down.
That run by Suggs is a gain of about 5 or 6. And that'll bring up 2nd and 3 here. They line Suggs up in the backfield again. They send Davis in motion. They're going to give it to Lavelle. He goes up the middle, still going, breaks one tackle, finally met near the 20. That's going to bring up 3rd and short here. And Lavelle Davis, who was mentioned to Sac B, is one of the best 15 running backs in the area for good reason.
Absolutely, for good reason, because he's run for 10 yards a carry, 650 yards, and he has 11 touchdowns. So, yeah, I'd say you're not going to have a list of best running backs in the area without putting Davis's name up near the top.
They're going to give Placer the first down on the Davis run. Now it's first down from the 20. They go up the middle to Parada, who breaks one tackle. Gage Parada still going. He finally is clipped at around the 15-yard line, and they're starting to get Parada early on involved a little more than they were in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, one thing I really like, Keith, is, like you said, they're using a lot of backs. They've used 3 guys already, maybe 4 guys already. They're spreading it around so that the defense can't key on any one player.
We're going to get a whistle here. And it looks like they're going to sub in Luca Collins here as Parada's going to come out of the game.
Kind of begrudgingly. He didn't look like he was eager to leave the field.
They've got this ball marked at the 19-yard line. A couple to go for Placer for the first down.
After they got the lucky break on the pass, they've been on the ground the whole time, Keith, and it's been very successful.
They go up the middle. Lavelle Davis has some blockers. Gets a couple there, and Lavelle Davis, who by the end of tonight, he could very well be either eclipse 1,000 yards rushing to the first 4 games of the season or be right there.
Well, he's got 665 after 3 games, and so he's averaging about 220. So if he hits his average again, it might take him 5 games, but I think that's a pretty good accomplishment. And Eagles are plugging the holes pretty well. The Hillmen are having to kind of plunge through, not getting the big gaps, but kind of making the steady grinding yardage.
So now it's about 3rd and short for the Hillmen, and we're going to see what they dial up here. They had a similar situation in week 1 against Castle Roble, and they let Lavelle on the sweep, halfback toss to the right side. We'll see here. They send Lavelle in motion again. There was some movement in the trenches for Pleasant Valley, and no doubt that's going to move the chains for another first down.
I just hope it wasn't a Hillman who drew him off, or they saw a Hillman. A lot of times I like to give that penalty on the offense, but it doesn't look like it this time.
So the Hillmen, who had a penalty on defense early on to start the game, and now they have one offense to match it. We'll see what Joey Montoya does here in the goal line formation. You'd like to see him probably move Suggs or use Davis, obviously, in this situation right here.
At 1st and goal, and the 2 you just want to get it in as soon as possible, as efficiently as possible.
They go up the middle to Jalen Suggs. No word yet.
No signal.
We're going to see where they mark him. I think they're going to mark him right at the hash. And so now 2nd and goal coming up here. He's just short, fam. He's right on the inch mark.
Not surprised to see. We've seen Andy Hall run the ball. We've seen him do some sneaks so far in the 3 games of the season. Not surprised if he does that once again. At 6'4", he can make that 1 yard pretty easily.
Placer taking their time. Over 5 minutes to go by 20 seconds. They finally get up the middle. This is Lavelle Davis, and this is touchdown, Placer Hillmen.
Real impressive drive, but Placer just grinding it out. Got the one lucky break, but the offensive line did the rest.
Touchdown number 12 for Lavelle Davis on the year through the first 4 games. A third of his touchdowns have come in the first 4 games. Wow, unbelievable.
Unbelievable. 12 rushing touchdown, 1 receiving touchdowns, 13 in all. Just incredible player, Lavelle Davis. Ramirez
lines up for the extra point. Good snap, good hold. And this one is good. So just like that, Placer takes a big chunk out of the first quarter. They go on a plus 4-minute drive. A lot of twists and turns, but nonetheless, the Hillmen are up on top 7-0 just like that with 5:07 to go. So the scoreboard says 6-0 Placer.
I saw the kick signaled good, so that was a surprise.
So 7-0. We'll wait to see what the official score is as Ramirez boots this kickoff way deep near the 10-yard line. As this one is taken, there's some room here up the middle for Anthony Seiler. Seiler down the far sideline, still going. 45-30, 25-20, 15-10, and he's finally wrestled out of bounds near the 15-yard line. and I think we're going to get a horse collar flag in the process. A horrible turn of events for the Hillmen.
Well, one of the things the Hillmen were doing well in the last couple of games is their special teams was very, very effective. That time, as you said, a deep, deep kick, maybe giving the guy a little too much time to pick his route. He picked up the right side and picked up a bunch of blockers. Hillmen lucky it wasn't a 6-pointer.
And a turn by Anthony Seiler, the junior, will put the Pleasant Valley Vikings in business inside the 20. That's something the Hillmen have struggled with. They get a good play, get a good touchdown, they get momentum right back.
They absolutely do, and I noticed, as you said, there's a 6 points up for the Hillmen. I noticed also it says 12 minutes on the scoreboard, so I think maybe the scoreboard's having a little problem, and now they're kind of resetting it a little bit. So we'll see what happens there. But, yeah, not what you want to do. We talked about momentum. We talked about sustaining momentum, and that's something that they just did not do just now.
So it's going to be under 5 minutes to go for sure, because when Lavelle Davis scored the touchdown, it was 5:35 remaining in the first quarter. So no doubt we're under 5 minutes. I just can't tell you at home, folks, what the actual time is. But I also want to get an update on the 6-0, 7-0 debacle.
We have nobody that we can actually talk to. As we mentioned, we're spectators as well, so we're just trying to ask people around us.
All right. So Pleasant Valley in their goal line formation. They're inside the 5. Guanzet under center. Gives it up the middle, nowhere to go, and then finally a gain of a couple by Bryson McFall, number 23. He was met at the wall by his own lineman, then he reversed course, at least picked up a couple.
McFall hit the wall there, and it looked like he might be able to drop him for a loss, but he got back and got a yard or two. But a good job by the Placer D-line on that one.
So 5:15 to go here in the first quarter. This ball marked inside the 5, about 3 or 4 to go for the Vikings of Pleasant Valley to try and tie this one up. Guanzet under center, McFall in the backfield in the I formation. They send one man in motion. Play action. Guanzet rolls out to the right. Now going to cut it back inside, and he is going to be near the goal line. He stopped at the 1-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd and goal here.
Another excellent job by the Placer defensive line. Surprising at this level to see a guy roll out on goal and go from the 2-yard line, but good job by Placer to keep their defensive assignments and keep the quarterback out of the end zone.
So Pleasant Valley, with 4:30 to play in the first quarter on 3rd and goal, has about 1 yard to go to try and tie this game up.
That's right, and the defensive line of Placer looks like we might have a timeout here.
Going to get a stop in the action here as Pleasant Valley with 4:25 is going to talk this over. So far, so good. A great start to the offense if you're Placer, but like you mentioned, they've had trouble in special teams. They gave up 1 touchdown against Antelope on the return. Yeah. They almost gave another one up here.
Almost gave up the other one. And it couldn't be a worse time, as we're talked about, sustaining that momentum, putting on defensive stop, then an offensive drive, and then another defensive stop together is the key thing they want to do when they're entering FBO play.
3rd and goal. I formation for the Pleasant Valley Vikings from the Placer 1. It's going to be a quarterback sneak. And it looks like they've gotten in, and the ref signals touchdown as Guanzet will take it on his own for a quarterback sneak out from 1 yard as the Pleasant Valley Vikings are on the board with 4 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I think we're going to have to go with the fact that it still says 6 for Placer, so somehow Placer only had 6, and now it says 5. So we're going to...
Now it says 11.
Yeah, so Placer...
Now it says 10.
All right, now they've gotten to 7. So there we go. Just when I was giving up hope on the 7th point, the Hillmen are awarded it. So now 7-6.
So now Pleasant Valley will attempt the PAT to officially tie the game. The kicker, now it's going to be Kyan Johnson to attempt the PAT, excuse me. That one is blocked by Placer. A big block there as coming through the trenches. It's Alcorn, number 47.
Placer remains in the lead, 7, Vikings 6, with 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
All right. So here we go. Lavelle Davis and Prieto back to return this kickoff. This kick is a screaming one. This one goes right. It lands at the 5-yard line. LaBelle will just watch this one go into the end zone. So Placer will start this from their own 20. What we've noticed with the Placer offense over the last couple of games, Phantom, is Joey Montoya making some tweaks and some twists. He's allowed Andy Hall to run a little bit more. He's using Jalen Suggs a little bit more.
Yeah, he's got to spread it out a little bit more. Andy Hall had a couple of passes in that one, almost disastrous on one, but both of them completed, so that worked out okay. But like we said, not real big holes for the running backs that first drive. They kind of plowed ahead, Suggs especially. Let's see how it works out on this drive.
So this drive will start at the 20 with 3:56 to play in the first quarter. Your Hillmen leads 7-6 here on KAHI Radio. Phantom, what is our station identification?
I think it's 950 AM, 104.5 FM.
You would be correct, sir.
Is that what you're asking me?
I was asking, you were telling.
I'm a veteran of this business, so I try to learn my call letters right away.
Seniority.
That's what happened.
Pass it along.
First and 10, Hillmen.
First and 10 from the 20. Andy Hillmen under center. Andy Hall. Play action. Has time. Going to go down the middle of the field. Lavelle Davis is there.
Oh, he got grabbed.
He was grabbed at the 45.
Right when he reached
No
up for the
flag
ball.
on the play as the Hillman faithful cry out in disbelief. There was no pass interference on that one. It's 2nd and 10 coming up.
As a spectator, we can see it was right in front of us, and then his shoulder pad was grabbed right before the ball got there. So the Hillmen kind of airing it out there, going deep on the first play.
The Hillmen tried that same play a couple of weeks ago, and they nailed it for a touchdown of a big gain there. That time, not so much, and they don't even get a penalty out of it.
They should have gotten a penalty out of it, in my humble opinion.
So Prieto will come into the football game. Andy Hall will set up the Hillmen. They're still at the 20-yard line, 2nd and 10 coming up. Now we're going to get another whistle here.
We're getting a lot of whistles, but we didn't get the one that we should have got a couple of minutes ago.
And they're saying something, I believe, to the scoreboard, or whoever's running that. We've had some trouble early on with the clock, the overall score.
Beautiful looking scoreboard, too.
If there's one thing you hate to see, the terrible scoreboard go to waste.
That's true. When you have a beautiful scoreboard, you got to get the mechanics right on it.
They reset the game clock to 3 minutes and 30 seconds. They tacked on 14 seconds. 2nd and 10 coming up from the Hillman 20-yard line. Andy Hall under center. Sends Parada in motion. Now we're going to get a flag on the play. Andy Hall took a bump. Somebody took a bump back there for the Hillmen as the play unfolded.
Right when the snap was delivered, the flag went up by the referee that's right in front of us.
Looks like we got a legal procedure on the offense.
They have a legal procedure. It's going to set the Hillmen back a little bit. So a couple of penalties here have killed Placer early on.
Well, they tried to go deep on that first play, Keith, and now with the penalty, now it's 2nd and 15. It's interesting to see what they're going to do, what Joey's going to dial up here as far as play selection.
And that will move the football back to the Placer 15-yard line with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to play. Over 5 penalties combined between both teams here in the first quarter early on.
A very sloppy game, a lot of whistles, and a lot of conversations.
3rd and long. They go up the middle. There's nothing there for Suggs as he's wrestled back behind the line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up 3rd and way long here as the Hillmen got no penetration on the offensive line.
Yeah, we've noticed that so far the Eagles' defensive line and linebackers have been very good in plugging the holes against the Hillmen running backs. Obviously, Andy probably going to have to go to the air here at 3rd and 17, but deep in his own territory. Maybe Joey Montoya will try to run it out.
3rd and 17, and making a mark it officially a loss of 2 for Suggs on the carry up the middle. Going to be interesting to see what Joey dials up here on 3rd and way long. We're under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hillmen up 1, 7-6. I formation for the Hillmen. And they're not going to take any chances. They're going to go up the middle of Suggs, who might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it. And that's going to bring up 4th down now as the Hillmen will be forced to punt for the first time tonight.
Yeah, a team with 975 yards of rushing offense coming into this game. And so far at the line of scrimmage, Pleasant Valley has been the better unit.
So the Hillman offense for the first time tonight stifled as Ramirez set back to punt this football deep behind the 10-yard line. Noah Thomas, the senior, lining up in the middle of the field at the Hillman 45. Ramirez, though, has a big leg, though, Phantom. I wouldn't be surprised if he puts this past him.
Yeah, but the Eagles kind of win the battle of field position right here, Keith, with, as you say, waiting for the ball about the 45-yard line. Even if he booms one, he'll probably get it right there. And in the it's a snap down to the ground. There's the kick.
Ramirez sends this one flying. It was a bad snap, but a pretty good kick, all things considered. It rolls a little bit to the front as the Pleasant Valley Vikings will start this one from inside Hillman territory and marking it down for the Hillman, number 11, Cole Shepard, as they mark this football officially at the Hillman 49. The last time this defense was on the field, Phantom, they were dealt a a bad break on the kickoff return that went inside their own 20.
Yeah, this is going to be a really telling one right now because, they scored, but they went, 10 yards or 15 yards for the offense, and the Hillmen kind of held them out pretty well. So if they can do that again and get the ball back, that's going to be a real plus for them here as we wind down in the first quarter, and thousands of kids run by our booth here as we are spectators.
You got to love the enthusiasm. Guanzon lines up in the shotgun formation. They start this drive at the Hillman 49. They send a man in motion. Now they're going to hand it off on the jet sweep. Maybe one on that jet sweep to Parker Williams. Great defense there by our Hillmen to get involved there.
End around to Parker Williams.
So far, Keith, we've got something we haven't seen. We had a little defense out here. Both sides making some pretty good hits and holding the other teams in check.
Tackle was made by Joyner, number 9, who also had the interception on the first drive for Pleasant Valley. No gain official. Now, they're going to give him 1, so now that ball at the 48. 2nd and 9 coming up with 1:15 to go in the first quarter. And Guanzon lines up in the I formation. Under center. Drops back to pass. Has time. Pressure coming. Going to go deep. That one is caught at the 10 and into the end zone on the bomb is Brady White for the touchdown. Pleasant Valley has struck gold on a 51-yard touchdown pass, and they've taken the lead with 1:01 to go in the first.
And most of those 50 yards, Steve, right in the air, a fine pass by the quarterback. The Placer defensive back was stride for stride with the receiver, but he never located the ball, held up his hand to try to distract the receiver at the end, but the ball was delivered perfectly.
Cole Shepard, number 11, was on the pass coverage to White, number 5. He might have lost the ball in the lights. No matter, because the Hillmen have lost the lead officially.
12-7. Let's see if they can keep them off the board. See if Pleasant Valley going to go for 2 here to try to make up for that one they didn't get.
They run Dijon off the field as Collins comes in on the special teams for the PAT. Now they're going to go for 2 here as Guanzon lines up the shotgun, bootleg to the right, looking, going to try to run it in, and he will, untouched. And so now a full touchdown lead for the Vikings of Pleasant Valley with 1:01 to go in the first quarter. Snelling will kick this one off. He's been rocking him all night. This one inside the end zone is Prieto. It goes off his fingertips and just rolls to the back. What a kick by Snelling. He's been booting him out there.
Yeah, that's a big weapon for Pleasant Valley. They're going to put you on your own 20 to start out. Obviously, eliminates the chance the Eagles had for a big kickoff return.
54 seconds remaining in the first quarter. For the second consecutive drive, the Hillmen of Placer will start this one at their own 20-yard line. And they tried to run the football the way they did in the first drive, which was so dominant. In the second drive, they just did not get any pressure or actually any push up front.
Yeah, we'll see if they try to go to the air like they did last time or if Joey Montoya is going to bring them back on the ground.
Hall lines up behind center. Going to fake it at Davis, gives it off to Suggs. Suggs still going. He's across the 21, near the 22, 45 seconds to go. Gain about 1 or 2 on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and long.
As again, Suggs gets hit, keeps on going. Let's see if they give him, I thought they might give him 3 yards on that one, but he fought for each one of them.
So a gain of 3 officially for Suggs as this ball is now at the 23-yard line. They'll run one more play with 26 seconds to go in the first quarter. Hall under center. They go back to Suggs, and Suggs is near the 25, gain of about 2 there. I don't think the Hillmen will run one more play before the first quarter is up.
So at the end of one quarter, not really good. Great start by the Hillmen to get out ahead 7-0, but since then it's been all Eagles as they lead at 14-7 as the clock winds down here in the first.
That'll do it. The end of the first quarter, the Hillmen of Placer got out to a rocket fast start. They got the first drive in for a touchdown, but ever since then, a big kickoff return and then a long touchdown they gave up in the passing game. Nets the Pleasant Valley Vikings at home up 14-7 against your Placer Hillmen. We'll take a break. We come back at the start of the second quarter here on KAHI Radio, 950 AM, Phantom.
104.5 FM.
Be right back. 3rd and 5 coming up from the Hillmen 25. Hall under center. Play action. Pressure coming. Going to throw it near sideline, and that one has no chance of being caught. Intended for Pareto near the 40, as that pass was deflected by Josh Butita, the junior. 4th and 5 coming up.
Yeah, thrown well over the receiver's head. No chance of completion there. It looked like Andy Hall was looking to one guy, and that guy really wasn't open, but that's the only option he had on the play. And as we said, the ball delivered well high.
Got to imagine, Phantom, maybe you can see it right now. The energy that was brought with that first drive, they need to find that back because the momentum right now feels like it's shifting towards Pleasant Valley side of the football field.
Right, it's so many times they need a big defensive play to go ahead and get them going, like they got the interception at the beginning of the game.
This ball is dribbled. Ramirez still able to get it off. Fair caught at the 45. That's going to be Thomas. That's the second consecutive punt that's hit the turf on its way to Ramirez's hands. And just right now, nothing going right for Placer. Definitely needs something on defense to spark some electricity here.
Yeah, excellent job by Ramirez on that one. Did the short hop and got out of there. I really thought that the guy coming in from that right defensive end was going to have a chance to block it, but a fine kick by Ramirez.
So this drive for Pleasant Valley will officially start at their own 47.
Thank you for your support.
We'll see what they have next in store on this next drive. The last one ended on a 50-plus yard bomb to take the lead.
Yeah, they've hit it on the ground. They've hit it through the air. So let's see what Placer can do defensively here.
I formation. Guanzon under center on 1st and 10 from the 47. Drops back to pass. 3-step drop. Hits it near the far sideline. That one is caught by Thomas, who's across the 45. Knocked out of bounds near the far sideline. Shepard pushed him out of bounds, and that's going to move the chains for a first down.
Yeah, just a quick up and in, and then he got the ball and pivoted and went down the sidelines, and the Placer defender was too far away, didn't close fast enough, and that's a pretty big gain for the Eagles.
So this ball officially marked at the Placer 35, so all it takes is one play for Pleasant Valley to get into enemy territory. No doubt this Pleasant Valley offense way more electric than they were against Menlo Atherton when they lost 34-0.
They scored 34 last week against River Valley for their first win, but they had been kind of challenged in the first two games.
I formation. Guanzon gives it up the middle as the ball carrier is still going. Making the tackle there up the middle is number 55, Cole Upton. Brennan Ash with the carry. And that'll bring up 2nd and short here as this ball is marked just outside the 25.
And you get the feeling the Eagles think they can do anything they want, actually. They hit through the air deep, they hit through the air short, they run the ball successfully, not, no big plays, but successfully, and they really feel like they can dial anything up right now.
This ball marked around the Placer 28-yard line as Guanzon goes under center into the I formation again, 2 wide outs to the right. Up the middle, no pressure, still going. Out across the 25, near the 20, into enemy territory is Actale, and now we're going to get a penalty flag as Lavelle Davis came out of the scrum with the football.
They stood up the running back, and Lavelle stripped the ball, and as soon as he took off, then the flag went up from the guy in the back judge here.
Lavelle Davis shrugging his shoulders like, I have the football. This should be our ball here.
It's basic. It's on the street, and we're playing on our street. If whoever has the ball, that's their ball. But that's not the way it's going to go.
Trying to figure out what the penalty is. By the looks of it, it might be on Pleasant Valley the way they're marching backwards, and it might be on Placer. We don't know what it is just yet. Now,
I think we've got a major penalty on the Hillmen as the ball's walked down to what looks like inside the 10-yard line down there.
I think they're going to call unnecessary roughness. We don't know officially what the penalty is. We haven't got the word from the PA, but no doubt because of that penalty, they're inside the 10 like you mentioned.
Yeah, and it's a situation where they're not playing well, and all of a sudden every flag that hits the ground is against them, or the flags that aren't called are the ones they want called. So it's nothing working out for Placer right now.
So this ball is inside the 10 with 10:35 to go. Pleasant Valley knocking on the door of another touchdown. Guanzon gets the snap up the middle, and some great interior pass defense by that Hillman defensive line as the ball carrier, number 21, Parker Williams, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down coming up.
Always helps the defense when the running back and the quarterback bump into each other before they make the handoff and slow the running back down, which is what happened right there.
They got it a 2nd and 7 here. So, Phantom, this defense, if there's ever a time to get that spark or that juice, now it is that time with your back against the wall like this.
Yeah, we've had a couple of times we've needed the spark, needed the juice. They got one early in the game, but right now, you don't want to fall behind 2 touchdowns right middle of the 2nd quarter.
Ball inside the 10. Guanzon gives it up the middle to Achalay. Still going, now reversing course, and he's finally wrestled down inside the 5. And now a big 3rd down coming up here.
Right, and you got to feel that perhaps the quarterback has handed the ball out twice. He's done a couple of rollouts already tonight. So maybe he fakes the handoff, holds on to it, rolls out, and see what he can find.
It's going to be 3rd and goal coming up with 9:22 remaining in the first half. And 2 of the 3 drives so far, they're inside enemy territory. One of those ended up on a quarterback sneak for a touchdown. The other obviously was not inside the red zone, but Pleasant Valley doing a great job of getting some penetration here.
Yeah, one followed a big kickoff return. The other 2 times they got the ball around midfield because of their defense and their kick return team. So they've had short fields both times.
3rd and goal. Guanzin under center. Back to pass. Has time. Pump fakes. Now going to keep it. He's wrestled down. Ball's on the ground. It's picked up by a Pleasant Valley lineman who's still going. And he's wrestled down near the 3-yard line. And that was almost a big turnover there for for Placer, who almost stripped Guanzin in the red zone.
Got him stripped, just couldn't get the ball. And then to make it even worse, then the guy picks it up, and he's going to try to run it in to score. So nothing going the Hillmen way. Tremendous stop. They did roll the quarterback out. He couldn't find anybody. Good defense by the Hillmen. Now let's see if they kick or if they go for the touchdown, but they're going to call a timeout.
Pleasant Valley will take their first time out of the first half. They've got 2 remaining with 8:20 to go. Kinoshita is the tailback in the shotgun next to Guanzin. 4th and goal for the Vikings of Pleasant Valley. Bootleg to the right. Guanzin trying to pitch it. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to hide. The Hillmen take it. A turnover on down. Holy guacamole. Salute to those boys up front. Big time play.
Huge play for Placer, and now we've talked about it. You mentioned it earlier. They make a good play, then they give up a bad play. Now they make a great play. Let's see what they can do with the ball offensively. And again, now it comes back to that problem, not finding any holes in the defensive line of the Eagles to run the ball through.
Nothing but green, white, and yellow on that 4th and down, and that's much to the delight of the fans here on the visitor side. They love to see it.
Good-looking crowd here for the Hillmen. A lot of people made that.
Good-looking play, good-looking crowd. It goes in tandem.
A lot of them made that drive, probably not as long as it took us, since they didn't take that side trek to go find the Hard Rock Hotel.
We found the Hard Rock Hotel, but never go Marysville. Always go 99. We found out the hard way.
No, you got it exactly wrong again.
You going to go 99?
Go the way I told you to go and not the way you went. That's all. Just don't make weird left turns. That's all.
1st and 10 from inside the 5. They're going to give it off to Davis, and Lavelle Davis is out across the 15. So Lavelle Davis, who they did a great job of highlighting what he's done so far. And just to put that into perspective, there's a lot of running backs in high school football who won't even touch 500 yards. Lavelle Davis has over 600 yards in his first 3 games and still going.
And he had a little daylight on that one, which was a good sign. He got 6 yards on that one, Keith, but he had a little bit of daylight, cut back against it, and got to the second level.
So Davis picks up 5 on the carry. 2nd and 5 coming up. 7:42 to play, and that just puts into perspective how big that turnover was. Like we talked about, they need some juice, and they got it right there on that play.
Need some juice, and now they need to pile on some more juice and get out of the shadow of their own goalpost. That was a good-looking first down play.
We might see a pass here from Andy Hall. 2nd and 5. Hall goes under center. Nope, they're going to give it to Jalen Suggs, who has the first down and more. Suggs still going, carrying a lot of blue shirts as he's finally wrestled down in between the hash marks.
See where they gave him progress to.
Runners taken down after a few yards gain, led by number 7, Chase Steele. That'll bring up 3rd down.
And that's going to be 3rd down, so it's going to be 3rd and short here. 7 minutes officially to go in the first half as Placer on a voyage to try and tie this game up at 14. And this offensive drive specifically has had a little more pushback on the offensive line than the ones recently, Phantom.
The first 2 plays that look promising, but they're in a tough situation. 3rd and 1, you've seen. Obviously, they're going to try to run it again, and if so, this gives you even more confidence. Let's see if Andy takes it himself. No, he doesn't.
3rd and 1. They're going to give it off as Davis has the first down. A yellow penalty flag comes out. If it's not on Placer, it's a first down.
What are the odds it's not on Placer tonight?
Well, I'm not a betting man, and I lose a lot, so I won't bet.
You're not a betting man because you lose when you do bet.
That would be a problem, yes. That's part of it. That's a major part of it. We'll see what the flag is.
Major part of it.
And I think it is going to be on Placer because they're trying to start marking these yards off. We're going to wait and see what the penalty is. Yep, and it's going to be on Placer. They're going to back him up a little bit here. We don't know what the penalty is. They haven't given us any words so far. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty, so it's likely a holding call here, Phantom.
Well, I think it was some sort of illegal procedure, illegal motion maybe, but it is the Placer faithful who are behind us in good numbers, finding it interesting about the timing of all these penalties. Whenever the Hillmen pull off a good play, it seems to be that they're going backwards.
So the first round run by Lavelle Davis is negated. 3rd and 6 coming up. The Hillmen got to get past the 11. Here we go, Andy Hall. Going to be a jet sweep, and it's going to be given off here, and a big first down. Luca Collins with the carry as Lucas past the 25. A big run by Super Luca Collins, who has been utilized more and more in this offense as the season has gotten going. You have to think Joey loves what he's seen from Luca here early on.
Yeah, end around to the left on that one. He did a great job setting up his blocker. He had one guy out here laying blocks. He did a great job positioning himself so that the defensive player had to go through the blocker, and then he made a nice cutback. A real big play for the Hillmen.
A gain of at least 14 by Luca Collins, and this football is marked at the Hillmen 27 with 5:58 to play on first down. Shotgun. Andy Hall keeps it himself. Up the middle, still going. And Andy Hall with a big gain there as it's going to bring up 2nd and short. Andy Hall gets to around the 35 of Placer.
Yeah, just took it on the straight run. Just kind of, he saw somebody coming and just bent down, and it's 6'4". It's tough to bring him down.
They're going to officially mark the ball by the looks of it, Phantom, at the 33-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and about 6 here.
So Placer's running game a little more successful, Keith, which means maybe they go to the pass as a diversion, as a play action.
Hall gives it off to Suggs at the middle. Suggs finds a hole. He's out across the Placer 40. He's finally wrestled down. And just like that, you see, just like Baskin-Robbins, all 31 flavors of the running game. Hall will keep it sometimes. Suggs keeps it sometimes. You throw in Luca Collins there a little bit.
Yeah, 31 flavors is good. I like vanilla. But, yeah, I thought they got the first down. Yeah, they are moving at 6.
That
and
they
again,
do.
A little more daylight for Suggs on that one. He had a little more room to cut back, so nice to see.
So 5:05 to go. First down for the Hillmen. And they're going to give it up, and it's actually going to be Lavelle Davis, who's out across the 50 as LD with a burst of speed gets him close to the first down marker already on first down. It's going to be 2nd and short coming up, and you were just waiting for that Lavelle Davis burst, that run that he's usually had about 4 or 5 times a game.
Yeah, we have seen a couple of them on this drive, Keith, that we have not seen so far in this game. And whether it's just better execution, whether they're wearing down the defense a little bit, but that was one arm tackle maybe away from about 65 yards.
That run puts Placer at the Pleasant Valley 49. Here we go, first down. They're going to give it up the middle, and Suggs has it. Jalen Suggs still going as he's near the 45. Another big bruising run makes it 2nd and short as Placer inching closer and closer to the red zone.
Yeah, 6 yards, and it's 6 yards after contact because he got hit right away and took him all the way.
Suggs has been used as a battering ram. If Lavelle Davis is the Corvette, then you can make the argument Suggs is the Super Diesel F-250 coming right down the driveway.
And then Collins is the crazy little Volkswagen Beetle that comes in there and kind of goes all over the place.
Or the Prius. You save gas either way.
Forget it. I'm in.
Ball is
trying to sell me a car.
Ball is marked at the 41-yard line of Pleasant Valley with 3:55 to go. 2nd and short coming up. Placer needs 4 for the first down. They go back to Suggs. As Suggs gets about 2, he's across the Pleasant Valley 40, wrestled down near the 39.
Not a lot of deception in that one, Keith. Usually you see a couple of backs come through for Placer. That time he turned around, handed it to Suggs, and said, "Go get me what you can, sir."
As Suggs comes up a little slow on that play. They're going to take Suggs out for number 11, Cole Shepard. Gage Parada, we should mention, on the sideline getting some ice. Looks like he got dinged up a little bit. Hopefully he's back in no time. This ball is officially at the Pleasant Valley 39. And it's about 3rd and short, 1 yard to go. They go up the middle to Davis, makes one move. He's wrestled near the line of scrimmage. He might have lost one on the play with 3:05 to go. And so now a interesting 4th and short call here. Do you go for it?
Yeah, you go for it. You got 3 minutes and clock is running with time left here in the second quarter. You've had a couple of good runs. You've got the momentum going. They were stopped on that 2nd down this time, which was kind of critical to this. But I got to believe that Joe Montoya is going to give it to Andy Hall and say, go out there and get me 4 yards.
He's got Davis and Suggs in this package, so he can go up the middle with Suggs, or he can bet on Lavelle to get 2 yards. Can't go wrong either way. They line Suggs up behind the line of scrimmage. They send Lavelle in motion to the backfield. They go to Lavelle Davis, has the first down. Yes, he does. He's still going, but he for sure has it with forward progress.
Yeah, good job by Davis and by that offensive line digging in there. They've really, I think they had a little come to Jesus meeting on the sideline, maybe with Coach Montoya, and they've come out this drive with a lot of fire. As you said, Keith, perhaps that defensive play really put the electricity, put the juice in everybody.
Gain of about 5 for Lavelle Davis on the first down conversion on 4th and short. They mark this ball at the Pleasant Valley 37.
And if you're looking for a change of pace now, putting the ball in the air might be the thing.
2:07 to play. Placer down 7. Play action. Andy Hall drops back to pass. Going to go long. Has Prieto downfield. That one is almost intercepted near the goal line. We got a flag in the backfield. We'll wait and see what that is as Andy Hall took a shot, underthrew Prieto on 1st and 10. We'll see what the penalty is.
I would suspect it's a holding penalty on the Hillmen. That is what I would suspect.
That's what it's looking like.
So he did try the change of pace. I thought they would get a little more separation. Did not get a lot of separation with Prieto out there on the goal line. The ball was a little underthrown, but not a lot of room to put it in there anyway. And the Hillmen look to be marching backwards. And it is going to be a 10-yarder.
And it is going to be a 10-yard penalty here as they push the ball right back to the middle of the field at the 50-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 20 coming up here. Penalties have just killed the Hillmen all year, and the worst part is these penalties have come at the worst opportune times.
Yeah, and the worst part is that I think for the Hillmen faithful is if you look at the score sheet, you might find the penalties are about, 8-1 right now, and that's kind of tough to take.
This one goes to Luca Collins, who cuts it upfield across the 45, into the 40, as Luca gets a big play there, and juice, every time they needed a big spark, they go to Luca Collins. He does not disappoint.
I'm going to call him Luca left because he gets the ball and he goes left and he gets yardage for the Hillmen, and that one was a big one. That was kind of like, okay, you took 10 away, we're going to get 8 of them back right now and give us a chance to breathe a little bit.
They officially go and give Luca on the left carry a gain of 10, and so we're right back near the line of scrimmage where it originally was. It's going to be 2nd and 12 coming up, so a gain of officially 8 for Luca. 1:21 to play. They go to Davis. Stutter step, and Lavelle Davis gets a couple as he's wrestled down near the 37. Actually, the 38, and we're going to get a whistle here.
Might have a timeout. I didn't notice it's a 1:11 to go here in the quarter. Placer's got to actually speed things up a little bit if they want to score before the end of the quarter.
And they get a break as Pleasant Valley will use their second timeout. Welcome back. 2nd and short coming up. Your Hillmen down 14-7 to Pleasant Valley on the road here in Chico, California with 1:11 to go. Keith Jogonatis, the Phantom next to me, and this has been the second best drive, next to the only drive that gave the Hillmen points so far this game, Phantom.
Yeah, now at 3rd and 9 because of the penalty, but 2 good plays to get Placer in striking distance. Let's see what Andy Hall has up his sleeve.
3rd and 9. Play action. Hall zips it, middle of the field, and it's dropped by Prieto. Too much mustard on the hot dog, and that'll bring up 4th and 9.
Good looking route right there, too. And he just threw it a little bit behind Prieto up high. Prieto couldn't grab it and bring it down, and he had openings over the center of the field.
So what do you do here? I mean, the last 4th down conversion was, 2 yards, but this one's 9 yards.
Yeah, and if you had a minute to 7 to go, you have time for the Eagles to put something together if they get a big play to hurt you right before the end of the half. So let's see what the Hillmen are going to do. Now, the fact they had a guy wide open on that one, maybe he says, hey, we'll just run another fast play. We'll get a guy open again.
Well, they're going to go for it. Joey Montoya's going to the well once again with 1:07 to go, 4th and 9. Placer using their first timeout. They've got 2 remaining in the first half. Placer has to get past the Pleasant Valley 26. The football is currently marked at around the 37.
Here we go, 4th down.
4th down. Now Andy Hall backs out behind center. He's going to punt it. And it goes over the head of Pleasant Valley, knocked down to 5, and they can't pin him deep, so some trickery there, but nonetheless, the touchback, and this drive for Pleasant Valley starts at the 20, and I think you kind of see the writing on the wall there. Just didn't expect Andy Hall to be the one to punt it.
Yeah, well, once he went back from under center to about 4 yards back and had that kind of air about him that he wanted to get something done quickly, you could see that the kick was coming, but it doesn't benefit the Hillmen that much in yardage as the ball comes out to the 20.
So now Pleasant Valley, who has 2 timeouts remaining, they'll start this drive at their own 20. Going to be interesting to see how head coach Cooley and his team are going to be when it comes to how aggressive they are.
Yeah, they've used a couple of timeouts. They don't have a lot of timeouts. Usually a team will try one thing here down in their territory like this, and if they get something out of it, then they'll go ahead and keep going, or else they'll fold it up if they don't.
1st and 10, Guanza, nobody in the backfield but him. Rolls out, pressure coming, now going to step up in the pocket, takes off and run, 25-20, 35-30. He's railed and nailed at the 30. Big contact, and no doubt that's going to be illegal helmet-to-helmet contact.
Well, he slid.
There was no intent.
He slid, Keith, but he slid right when the defender was already making his move. So the defender landed on top of him. He slid right under him. The flag was thrown. I don't see the penalty on the play.
And Jaden Duncan is kind of shrugging his shoulders, number 23, saying, hey, he was sliding at the same time I hit him.
Yeah, I was going after him. He's running full speed, and all of a sudden he decides to slide, and I'm on him. And they're going to march it off. It's going to probably be 15 yards, which is just the kind of thing the Hillmen could not afford. And so now the ball is, well, it's just going to keep going. He's never going to stop. Oh, here goes another way. Okay, so it's going to be around the 45. So it's getting a little bit ridiculous here.
Well, the ball now is marked at the Pleasant Valley 46, and they still have both timeouts remaining with 55 seconds to go. And no doubt they'll be way more aggressive from their 46 than they were at their own 20.
Yeah, basically, like we said, they try one thing, see what they get. They basically got a 26-yard pass play.
Guanza in the shotgun again. He's got 2 wide receivers lined up on both sides, near and far sideline. 52 seconds to go as the clock continues to run. Guanza, and now we're going to get a whistle before that play even starts. And it's going to be false start.
Yeah. I think the referees are looking down at their sheet and they're going, oh, we got to even this up a little bit.
Over 10 penalties now combined between the Vikings and the Hillmen. It's going to be 5 yards on the false start, and so that ball is now moved back 5 to the Viking 41 with 44 seconds to play here on KAHI Radio. Keith Jogananis, the Phantom, and Placer down 7, but they've had every opportunity in the book, Phantom, to come back and tie this game in the first half.
They're winding the clock. The clock is running, so that's going to affect what the Eagles are going to do because it's now down under 40 seconds.
Now under 30. Guanza gets the snap. Blue leg to his left, pressure coming, pump fakes, throws it downfield, and that ball is caught, and it's finally broken up at the last second. A great job there by Luca Collins in pass coverage, and good old Luca, who tried his best last week to find one and break one up, and he got in the crossbars of a great catch, and he breaks that one up there.
Really good pass by the quarterback, who was kind of going to his left and laid the ball out there pretty well. But yeah, like you mentioned, defensive back, and that's something that Placer cannot allow. Obviously, with 23 seconds to go, you can't give up the big play right at the end of the half.
Now with 23 seconds, it becomes 2nd and 15. You wonder if Pleasant Valley is going to keep taking the risk of a pass being intercepted or a turnover in this situation. As Placer almost got pressure on that pass play.
Yeah, that would be the problem. If they throw a long pass and get intercepted, there's no harm there, but they don't want to get sacked back here and maybe have the ball come out.
23 seconds to play. 2nd and 15. Guanza, 2 guys coming. Dumps it off on the screen pass. That pass caught, 45-50, and knocked out of bounds by the Hillmen. Number 44 on that play making the catch. That's going to be Luke Alloway, the junior. 16 seconds to go as this ball is marked at the Placer 49, and on top of that, they got out of bounds.
Yeah, nice looking screenplay, and on top of that, they probably figured if we try hard, we might get a penalty flag and may give us 15 more yards, but the Hillmen keeping them down at the 49 with 16 seconds to go, as you say.
14-7, the Vikings now on 2nd and 5. Actually, 3rd and 5, excuse me. Shotgun formation. Guanza gets the snap. Pressure coming. Steps up in the pocket. Looking for somebody. No one there. Now reverses course near the Viking 40. Throws it, and that ball is caught. And Placer looks like they've gotten it. And it's going to be a first down for Pleasant Valley, even though Placer came up with the football at the end. They ripped it out, but they're going to say not in time. And now with 7 seconds, the ball is at the Placer 45. Great pressure there up front by Alcorn and company, and Ramirez just couldn't get the Guanzon in time.
Yeah, Guanzon with some pretty good scrambling there, and suspiciously only 8 seconds off the clock as he ran around for a while, but the completion was made.
And now Placer has everyone back. They're not going to take any chances for a last-second Hail Mary to end the first half. They've got everybody in coverage.
wouldn't be surprised to see another one of those screen passes or a short pass to try to get all the blockers in front of him and try to not go deep, but go short and then try to just steamroll everybody.
7 seconds remaining. Shotgun formation, 3 wideouts to the far sideline for Pleasant Valley. Now we're going to get another flag. And it's going to be a false start on Pleasant Valley, as that ball is now pushed back to the Placer 48. Regardless whether the penalties have been warranted, Phantom, they've just been disturbing the flow of the game.
Oh, absolutely disturbing the flow of the game, and a lot of them have been mechanical. A lot of them have been on both sides. Now we've had a couple here on Pleasant Valley with them trying to frantically get in position for a Hail Mary, so that's to be expected. But you're right, the timing has been very bad.
So now 2nd and long from the Placer 48. Shotgun, Guanzon now going to run it right up the middle across the 45-40. Still going to the 20. He slides as he's hit at the last second by Collins. And now that stops the clock with 1 second to go as Pleasant Valley is inside the Placer 30.
Let's see, I think what they're going to do is he knew exactly how long he had. I think they're going to bring out the kicking group and see if they can get a field goal here.
This ball is officially marked at the Placer, by the looks of it, either 25 or 20. I'm trying to see where it's at.
Yeah, it looks about the 24-25 yard line. Let's see. No,
yeah, it's about the 24-yard line there, and now they're going to try the field goal.
It's like about a 40-yard try, Keith.
Joey Stewart back to attempt this kick. Now we're going to get a timeout. It's Powell who will line up for the, like you mentioned, fam, the 40-yard field goal.
Yeah, Placer keeping a couple of guys back just in case the ball snapped to the kicker perhaps and they try a pass.
So here we go. A 35-plus yard field goal for Powell to end the half. Here it comes. The snap, good. The hold, the kick is no good, wide left, and so Placer will avoid the field goal. And so that's a great positive for the Hillmen going into the halftime, but they are down 14-7. We go to half.
You're listening to Friday Night Football in the Foothills on 104.5 FM and AM 950 KAHI.
Welcome back, 14-7 as we are about to get the second half and the finale of this one underway. Your Hillmen trail 14-7 here on KAHI Radio. Keith Joganatos on the call alongside my partner, the Phantom. Well, the good news is that the Hillmen will get the football to start the second half. Prieto and Davis back to return as Snelling gets ready to send this one out. It's a good kick right down the middle as Prieto catches this one inside the 5. He's out across the 20. Here comes Prieto still going across 35-40 as Prieto actually is wrestled down to 35. And so a good kickoff to start the second half for the Placer Hillmen.
Yeah, luckily Snelling didn't put the ball in the end zone as he has the two previous times, and the Hillmen able to get a little better field position to start off the second half.
And Phantom Andy Hall, who has not thrown the ball a whole lot tonight, but he's made the most of it with his legs as he's trying to create some momentum here on the first drive of the second half for Placer.
Yeah, Hillmen got to look up there and go, this is not the Hillmen we know for 3 games, 7 points in the first half, just not the way we roll.
That has to change if they're going to win. 1st and 10 from the 35. Lavelle Davis in the jet sweep as Lavelle gets about a couple there as Ash makes the tackle, and Lavelle Davis, who was held under 150 yards in the first half for the first time all year.
Absolutely good defenses. We talked about through the first half, for the most part, the defensive line of the Eagles playing very tough, plugging up the gaps for the runners, is for Suggs and for Davis, something that the Hillmen have to rectify in the second half.
They're going to say that Davis got back to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10, 2nd and 10 coming up from the Hillmen 35. 11:20 to play here in the third quarter, and no doubt if the Hillmen are going to win this game, Joey Montoya and his offensive coordinators are going to have to pull some tricks up their sleeves. Play action. Nope, they're actually going to give it on the outside to Luca Collins, who's across 35, 40, 45. Luca cuts it back, 50, 45. Collins is still going, 35, 30, 25, inside of 25 is Super Luca Collins. LC with a big run there, and that sets up shop inside Pleasant Valley territory.
Luca left once again on that one, Keith. He went to his left side, gained all the way back across the field to get a huge gain, probably the biggest gain for the Hillmen tonight, and one they desperately needed right here at the start of the second half.
So that'll earn Luca Collins some brownie points with Joey Montoya and crew, and that will also earn the Hillmen the right to set up shop inside the Pleasant Valley 30 as they look to tie this one up on the first drive in the second half.
Big 40-yard run by Collins, and again, that left sweep by Luca has been money all night long for the Hillmen.
1st and 10 from the Viking 25-yard line. They go up the middle of Suggs. Suggs across the 25, still going. He's still in the process of trying to be wrestled down, and he finally is near the 21-yard line for about a gain of 3, maybe 4.
Tough thing for both Suggs and Davis. They run so hard. They run when they're being stood up by a couple of defenders. Really tough and very vulnerable right there to have somebody reach in and strip the ball away.
They're going to give Suggs officially a gain of 4 on 1st and 10 as it's 2nd and 6 coming up from the Pleasant Valley 21-22. So Placer on this first drive from the second half with some urgency here in the first couple of plays. Here we go. Wing T. They go up the middle. And that one will allow Placer to cross the 20 as they're officially inside the red zone. And Jalen Suggs is hurt and he's on the field. And this is not a good side of your Placer as Suggs is slow to get up.
Yeah, we're going to probably have a timeout here as they're going to come out and take care of Suggs.
Ball is officially marked inside the Pleasant Valley 20. 9:33 to go. Placer needs 6 to keep the drive alive. Halfback toss to the near sideline. LaBelle Davis has the corner. Still going as LaBelle. He's knocked out of bounds just as he was getting some momentum, and he's going to be short of the first down. And he's short by about a couple. So what do you do here if you're Joey Montoya? Obviously, you have a situation where you're there. There's a chance to go for it.
Yeah, we're 4th and 4, I think, officially. You have a big leg kicker back there, but the kicking game has not been solid so far this season for the Hillmen, so I think they'll probably opt to go ahead and go for it. Now, Suggs, we hope he's okay, obviously, but him not being in there is a big blow to the Placer offense.
It's officially 4th and 3 to go for Placer. They've got to get to at least the 15. They're going to go for it. 9:24 to play. Here we go. Hall up the middle. Davis has the first down and then some. LaBelle Davis coming up clutch with that run right up the gut as the drive will stay alive.
Great job by the Placer Hillmen offensive line, and I know that most of the Hillmen were sitting there thinking, looking around after a successful play, waiting to see if a flag comes to the ground, but no such luck. And Placer with that first down, looks like it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line.
Yep, it's marked at the left hash at the 12-yard line. First down. They go up the middle, and a great run there by Placer as pushing that one inside the 5 is going to be LaBelle Davis. And man, LaBelle is starting to come on strong here in the second half.
Yeah, that one was kind of weird because they handed it off to him, and it didn't look like anybody reacted to it, and all of a sudden you look up and LaBelle's down at about the 3-yard line.
They faked it to Luca Collins on the toss on the left, and then went right up the middle to LaBelle. This ball inside the 5. 8:40 to play. Up the middle. LaBelle Davis. He gets in. Touchdown. Placer Hillmen. LaBelle Davis. He sent one right down Broadway, and then he barreled his way into the end zone through one Pleasant Valley defender like a Mack truck through a brick wall.
And you may be early. It's early in the season, but that may be the most important drive the Hillmen have had so far this year, to come back and tie this ball game and do it in dominating fashion. The big run by Collins, of course, the key. And now let's see if they can put it through to tie this thing up.
Ramirez to attempt the PAT that will tie the game at 14. The snap high, hold, good. The kick is up, it is good for Jackson Ramirez. We are tied at 14. Ref will whistle it. Jackson Ramirez ready to kick this one off. Hands up for the Hillmen special teams. Ramirez sends his way. It's an onside kick.
It's not going to go far. Now it did. It did.
Onside kick recovered by the Hillmen. What tomfoolery, what trickery. They were Houdini in the flesh, and the Hillmen recover it. I talked about it earlier. Joey Montoya pulls a rabbit right out of the hat. Magicianry.
Interesting, too, because that was the slowest onside kick I've seen in a long time. Every Placer player was ahead of the ball, and the ball just kept going and going, and no Eagle jumped on it. So Placer just goes, okay, it went 10. I'm going to follow on it. First down, Hillman.
It's kind of like curling in the Olympics where you have to, what's that thing? You have to
broom. You got the broom.
And they were coming after it. There you go.
No wonder your floors are so dirty.
This drive will start the Pleasant Valley 49. Placer straight off the onside kick. Successful recovery.
See if they go for a big play right here.
They send Lavelle in motion. Andy Hall, play action, back to pass. He wants it all. Prieto downfield. Caught on the 10. Prieto still going. 5.
What a play. That's a touchdown.
Hillmen! Andres Prieto from 49 yards out. Deep ball, Andy Hall. When they needed him the most, he got it. The Hillmen faithful in unison rise as the Hillmen are on top. 20-14, pending the PAT. Salute! You love to see it.
Perfect throw plus perfect catch equals touchdown, Hillmen.
Andy Hall showing off the fastest gun in the Wild West. He met with Prieto, and they've had trouble hooking up all season, Phantom. There was no trouble there, only great success.
And good job by Prieto, not only to catch the ball, but he had two guys hanging on him, and he kept the ball in his hands and kept them going, and just made it across the goal line.
One play is all it took for the Hillmen to gain the lead back. We wait for the PAT. The snap is low.
Bad.
It gets by Ramirez. It is recovered by Joyner, and he's finally tackled back near the 20. No, he's still going. Now he's knocked out of bounds. So the PAT unsuccessful for Placer, and in the process, Joyner took a lump.
No good. Could we go for it again? Placer's
So the Hillmen, after the long bomb from Hall to Prieto, up 20-14 with 8:21 to go. No onside kicks here. It's kind of a flop shot near the 45 as that one is recovered by number 23, Bryson McFall. And McFall is across the 45. He's still going, and he's finally wrestled down near the 47. And that's by number 11, Cole Shepard. You got to give Shepard some shout out here, Phantom. He has been everywhere on special teams and defense tonight for the Hillmen.
And that one could almost have backfired. They tried the pooch kick again, but the receiver had it going. Immediately took off the other side of the field, made a fine run, and got that ball back to about the 48-yard line. And again, we've got it. It's never ending. Now you got to make the stop. You got the ball. You got the onside kick. You made the great play. Now you got to stop him.
So the first time in the second half, the Pleasant Valley Vikings will take the field on offense from their own 48. They go up the middle as across the 50. And near the 45 is number 26, Chittery Outfall, with the carry. Now is the time for the Hillman defense to stand up here, Phantom. All year long, after a big play on offense or a momentum-swinging drive, they've fallen short.
Yeah, they also, runner was hit in the backfield and took the ball to 6 yards, so a really good run. And the Hillman got the penetration but couldn't bring the runner down.
This ball at the 46, we're going to get another whistle here on the field. Going to get a timeout for Pleasant Valley. That's their first timeout.
Timeout, Pleasant Valley.
Welcome back, your Hillmen. After Andres Prieto caught the long play-action bomb from Andy Hall, 2014 with 7:43 to go in the third quarter. 2nd and 4 for the Pleasant Valley Vikings in their first drive for the second half.
Quick pass.
Quick pass. That one is caught. It's just short of the sticks. Great throw there by Guanzon. The pass completed by Brady White. And it's going to actually be a first down, so the Vikings on 2nd and 4 convert as that ball is now at the Hillman 40.
Quick pass to the outside. Last time it happened, the Placer defensive backs gave too much cushion. This time, closing and made the hit right away, but still enough for the first down.
7:25 to go as slowly but surely Pleasant Valley on their first drive in the third quarter is starting to get some momentum here. 1st and 10. They go up the middle as the Hillmen will tackle number 16, Oscar Sanchez, for a couple there.
Hillman getting good defensive penetration there. They just have to bring the runner down. They're getting hands on him. They can't get him to the ground.
So now Pleasant Valley has this football at precisely, looks to be the Hillman 30-yard line. 2nd and 5 coming up here with 6:50 to go in the third quarter. Guanzon under center. Two tailbacks in the backfield. Gives it to that Foley. Far sideline spin move as he cuts inside. He's out across the 30. We're going to get a flag in the backfield. And that's been the constant today. A lot of penalty flags, at least 10 by our count.
Yeah, 10 at least in the Hillmen, I would think. And that one, it looks like, is going to go against Pleasant Valley. It was thrown by the guy in the backfield right at one of the offensive linemen.
And fam, we're not mind readers, but you got to think for the first time tonight, the Hillman faithful think finally they get one call their way.
Absolutely, and at a critical time too, on a play that could have been a first down, and they get a big call. Now the Hillmen have to take advantage of that and press that advantage and keep them in the backfield.
That penalty for Pleasant Valley knocks them back to the Placer 45. It's 2nd and 15 coming up with 6:33 of play from the Hillman 45. Excuse me. Guanzon under center. 3-step drop. Zips it to the far sideline. That pass is caught. One tackle is broken. And then finally out of bounds goes Noah Thomas as he's across the Hillman 40.
Number 2, Noah Thomas.
They're going to mark this ball. Let's see. It's going to be officially...
That'll bring a third down and manageable here.
They're going to mark this ball, Phantom, by the looks of it, at the Hillman 35. He's just short of the third down, so 3rd and short coming up. And this is another big play for the Hillmen, kind of like that 4th down successful, goal line stand was.
In the first half, yeah, a little too much cushion again that time. It seems to happens every time they throw it to the left. And now at 3rd and 5, a couple of different things they can do, but they are in the shotgun.
Here we go. Like you said, they're in the shotgun on 3rd and short. Guanzon back to pass. Bootlegs to the right. Pressure coming. Steps in the pocket. He's back at the 40-yard line. Oh, baby. Whoa, daddy. There goes that Hillman defense. The sack by number 50, Jackson Ramirez.
Played a great game so far. Now, interesting to see what they do here now. As they're on the 40-yard line, they have a big guy with a big leg, but he did not try the field goal last time. They're not going to try a field goal, but don't know if they're going to go ahead and punt this one and try to pin the Hillman down, which seems to be the normal thing to do at 4th and 11, but we'll see.
And it was actually Colin Bray who had the sack. He had an interception last week. So back-to-back weeks for Colin Bray, number 60. And now Pleasant Valley going to roll the dice here on 4th and 11. They're going to go for it. Two wide outs, far sideline. Guanzon in the gun. He audibles. A lot of noise being made by this Placer faithful. They've marched from Placer to Chico. 4th and 11. Guanzon. Pressure coming. Steps up. He's taken down by Alcorn. Turnover on downs. And that brings the Hillman faithful right on the bleachers.
We've seen a lot of touchdowns this year, Keith, but I don't know we've seen as many big Hillman plays as we've seen even in this game, in this second half. They are putting together a couple of defensive standouts and a couple of offensive plays that really, if you're going to grab that first win, the things that you have to do is what the Hillmen are doing so far tonight in the second half.
For the second straight time tonight, the Placer Hillmen on a 4th down on defense get off the field.
And you got to give some credit also to the defensive backfield on that, as that was as much a coverage sack as it was everything else.
This drive starts at the Placer 40, as going up the middle, getting that carry by the looks of it is Lavelle Davis, as he's near the line of scrimmage. And now we're going to see for the first time maybe all year with Placer ahead. It's not a comfortable lead, but this caters to their kind of game plan. They want to run the football. They want to shoot clock. They want to take as much time as possible.
Absolutely, but they're not getting the penetration or the yardage through the middle of the field as they have in the past. The big plays have been Collins left and going outside. So let's see how they mix those together. And, of course, the long pass play. In
the meantime, Placer is working on their snaps for when they score again. Back to pass goes Andy Hall, has time, pressure coming, floats it to the near sideline, just out of Lavelle Davis's reach near the 41. He had Lavelle in the flat, Phantom just could not get him.
Yeah, he had a bad angle on the pass too because he was leading Lavelle all the way to the sidelines, and Lavelle had a couple of yards cushion. He would have been able to get upfield and make a fine game.
So now that'll bring up 3rd down. Placer will no doubt try to throw the football here, and that maybe bodes well for them because the last time they did, they scored a touchdown.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Pleasant Valley thinks the same thing and sends an extra rusher here and tries to get Andy Hall to at least get rid of the ball before he wants to.
4:30 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Keith Juggernaut with you on the call with my partner, the fam, and out of the opera of the football.
Absolutely.
So what do you do here? They got Pareto back in the game, and they're going to send him out to the far sideline. We'll see what they do. Shotgun for Andy Hall. Luca Collins in the near sideline. Got a penalty again. Enough yellow flags have been thrown tonight to make you want to be sick of the color yellow.
Absolutely.
And we're actually going to get a delayed game, so that pushes it back. 3rd and long becomes 3rd and way long now. It's going to be 3rd and 16.
Yeah, 3rd and 16, and wouldn't be surprised that, I don't know if they're going to try to get all of it. I think they might throw short and try to get a broken tackle or something like that. That pushes the ball up.
And that pushes the ball to the Hillmen 34. They've got to get to at least their own 49 to have a puncher's chance of getting the first down conversion.
Taking their time getting this play in as well, as Andy Hall was on the sidelines talking to the coaches. He has just now come into the huddle and they're ready to break.
Officially under 4 minutes to
and
play.
I think we're going to have another same thing.
And we're going to get another delay of game, and man, that is a killer.
And the Placer players in the sideline are kind of struggling like, what's going on over here? I think that somebody's getting some wrong information.
Well, no doubt. You can't see the play clock on the scoreboard. But at the same time, like you mentioned, they have been taking a little bit of time to get these plays in.
Yeah, it does seem they have taken a couple of seconds, and let's see if they just run the ball now rather than try to put it up in the air.
3rd and 22 from the Placer 29. Play action. Andy Hall steps up. He's finally going to be wrestled down. Ball's on the ground. As Placer recovers it, now it's going to be 4th and long, and no doubt, Phantom, this is a punting situation.
Yeah, when they've got down to 3rd and 22, all of a sudden they can just drop their defensive backs back and go ahead and send an extra rusher. That's exactly what they did.
The good news is that Ramirez has one of the best legs in the Auburn Valley. The bad news, Phantom, is that the last 2 punt attempts they tried, both balls hit the turf, forcing Ramirez to pick them up. That's not good if you want to make a punt.
Yeah, as you mentioned, we've got some practice snapping going on in front of us over here. Maybe that's going to factor in this play. I hope so for Placer's sake.
Thomas back to return this punt at midfield at the 50. Ramirez, good snap this time. The kick is deep. It's right at the 50. That ball is picked up by number 5, and that is Brady White, who's pushed back near the Pleasant Valley 45. So all things considered, given the circumstances of the last 2 punt attempts, that went as good as you could dial it up.
Absolutely, and basically what's happening, they just kind of delayed Pleasant Valley for about 4 minutes. So basically they're back where they were, but it's 4 minutes later now. And a good kick, as you said, a good snap and a good kick and very good coverage by the Hillmen.
So this drive for the Vikings of Pleasant Valley will start at their own 47. Officially 2:55 to go in the 3rd quarter here on KAHI Radio. Your Placer Hillmen lead at 20-14. I formation for the Pleasant Valley Vikings. They go up the middle. They're going to run the football. Cutting inside, 50, 45, 35, 30. As the Hillmen, it was Duncan who finally gets the running game down. Number 28, Matt Kinoshita with the long run, and that puts the Pleasant Valley Vikings inside the 35.
Yeah, ripped off a chunk yardage, went to the right, looked up the middle, then kicked out to the right, made a couple of shifty moves, and hauled down by the last guy who could haul him down in the Placer backfield.
This ball officially marked at the Placer 31. Kinoshita with a big run there, his 2nd long one of the day.
Well, they were way in motion there. They took off very early.
Up the middle, Kinoshita cuts it back to the far sideline. He's going to go for the pylon, and he's in for the touchdown. A 31-yard touchdown run for Matt Kinoshita has tied it up for the time being at 20.
It seemed like the left side of that offensive line took off before anybody else did. I was kind of mesmerized by that. And as you said, the runner taking the ball, going down that left side for the score.
And so now comes one of the biggest plays of the game, the extra point. This would give the Vikings a 1-point lead with 2:24 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Fam, obviously a lot of game left, but the way this game is going, it's going to come down to the wire.
Absolutely. We talked about it at the beginning, Keith. The kicking game comes down to just not very many plays in a game that are kicking, but it comes down to make the difference in many a game.
So Janezda here to kick this football. The Hillmen have blocked 1 PAT so far tonight already. The snap low, the kick is up, it is no good. It hits the left crossbar, and that is a huge break for the Placer Hillmen. So already now, due to the PATs, the Placer Hillmen have negated 2 points, but they're 2 big points.
If you're a golfer, you know what I'm saying when I say that was a snap hook right there.
So Pleasant Valley to kick this one off with 2:24 to go. Deadlocked at 20 all with less than 20 minutes remaining in regulation.
I'll tell you, the Placer Faithful have some very strong feet. They're making a very loud noise over here by pounding on the bleachers.
This kick is high, and it is going to fly. It goes through the hands of Prieto, who couldn't get that even if he wanted to. Went right through his fingertips. So now Placer will take over and set up shop on this drive at their own 20-yard line. And Phantom, the last time they were on the field, they had some problems.
Yeah, they had some problems, and they haven't been real successful when they've had to start from their own 20 so far in this game. So let's see if they can come back from that big blow that they was just dealt to them and come back and try to take over this game here in the end of the third quarter.
20-20 with 2:19 remaining in the third quarter here on KAHI Radio. The Placer Hillmen have traveled up to Chico, and they've played Pleasant Valley to a tie thus far. Andy Hall going to hand it up off the middle as Lavelle Davis goes hurtling over the middle for a gain of a couple. And Lavelle Davis, he's got a couple of touchdowns, but he definitely has had to earn every single yard tonight.
Yeah, it seems like Pleasant Valley has just said, look, we're going to just plug up the middle. We're going to just sell out for the middle, and if you get to the outside, fine, but we're not letting you get big chunks up the middle, as the Placer Hillmen have done in their first 3 games.
They give Davis 3 on the first down carry. 2nd and 7 coming up. No doubt Placer will have to take some chances here on offense and roll the dice like they did in the first drive. They give it up again. And Lavelle Davis is broken free. He's out across the 50, 45, 40. It's a foot race. 30, 25, 20, 15. They won't catch it. Touchdown! Placer Hillmen!
That's the one we're waiting for, Keith.
The floodgates have opened. Lavelle Davis into the end zone again for another time tonight. They can't stop LD. They can only hope to contain that bad man, Daddy.
14 rushing touchdowns, and as you said, one of the top running backs in the San Joaquin section, and that's the thing that the Placer Faithful and the Placer team was waiting for all night. Lavelle to break one, and boy, he was moving that time. He went to 4th, and then he went to 5th gear, I believe.
Like a wild gazelle in the Serengeti, Lavelle Davis breaking free again for a rushing touchdown, number 14.
Those gazelles better be wild in the Serengeti. If they get caught, it's not good.
They might not even be as fast as Lavelle.
That's possible.
PAT, another bobbled snap, and now Joyner's going to have to hold on to it. And this is something you're going to have to worry about because the Placer Hillmen now, after the second time in a row, Phantom, they've had bad snaps, and this is a killer if this game comes down to the wire. All right, Ramirez set to kick this one off. It's a high one. Going to be returned near the 15-yard line. Now it's pushed back to the 10. Kimoshita brings this one to the 25. And so now Pleasant Valley will look to answer with 1:23 remaining in the third.
And they have to be encouraged by the way they moved the ball the last time. They had several good big chunk yardage plays, and then obviously the big run for the touchdown. So they are feeling pretty good about themselves offensively. Davis putting the shocker on them defensively.
Lavelle Davis, we talked about it so far tonight. He did not have a whole lot of long runs, and finally he busted one, and it was a big touchdown. It was a key point in the game.
Yeah, and then got him over 100 yards again. As you said, he started off today at 665. I think he's probably zeroing in on 800 for the season, but more importantly for the Hillmen, that's a huge touchdown for them right now in this ballgame.
1:23 to play in the third, 26-20. Placer after the PAT was a low and a bad snap. Up the middle, this one will go to the 30. Placer finally wrestling down the ball carrier on that one, as that one is going to be good for about a gain of 5. So now 2nd and short coming up.
Again, the Placer Hillmen defenders get their hands on the running back, the big surge from the wall in the backfield, but he's still able to get 5 yards.
Nash with the carry, 5-yard gain. That'll bring the ball up to the Pleasant Valley 29, 53 seconds remaining in the third quarter. I-back formation for the Pleasant Valley Vikings. Guanzon, 5-step drop near sideline. That pass completed to 35, and finally getting pushed out of bounds near the 44 and getting a couple of more is Brady White, who gets the first down. He's officially marked down to the 44 as Duncan made the tackle there. 39 seconds left in the third quarter as the clock stops officially on the first down conversion.
Yeah, high percentage pass went about 8 yards in the air, and then he's able to get 8 more yards after he makes the catch, which is the part that really hurts the Placer defense.
44-yard lines where they'll mark this for Pleasant Valley at their own territory. 28 seconds remaining in the third quarter as the clock continues to run. Guanzon up the middle. And this one to the 45, nothing doing there for number 26, Akbal. 15 seconds to go as this ball is at the 45. This will be 2nd and 10 coming up here. And I think they're going to get one last play off with 5 seconds to go in the third quarter. Now 3, 2, they will not get this one off in time, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll play one more. Your Hillmen clinging to a firm but small 6-point lead, 26-20, here on KAHI Radio, 950 AM.
104.5 FM.
This ball is marked officially at the Viking 44. Full 12 minutes remaining in regulation. Guanzon under center, I-back formation. Fullback as well. Drops back, bubble pass. This is caught. 45 near the sticks is going to be Thomas as he's knocked out of bounds near the 45, and either he has the first down, Phantom, or he's very close to it.
I think he's a little bit short. I think we got about 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 right now. Another quick pass by the Eagles.
And they're actually going to give Placer a good spot there as this ball is marked out at the 50 on the bubble screen to Thomas. So now another big 3rd down. Placer has hung tough on defense. They're going to need to get off the field here. 3rd and 4 to go. 11:55 to play. Guanzon under center. He audibles to his offensive line, making some adjustments. The snap up the middle, first down for the Vikings. They're out across the 45, tackled near the 43, or actually 44 if you want to be technical, as Akbal gets the carry. And every time they need a big one, Akbal has gotten it for them.
Yeah, and give them credit, the running backs of the Eagles. They are very tough to bring down. They are not rarely going down with just one Hillman defender, and that's something that Placer has to turn around here in the last quarter.
It's officially a gain of 6 on that run to convert the first down. This ball is now marked at the Placer 44. One wide out to the left on the near side. Guanzon. Akbal again, bounces out to right, but he's wrestled down near the 45, and that is a big play there for Placer. A whole bunch of white jerseys were there, including Luca Collins, number 22, as well as number 8. And Gage Parada is in disbelief on the sideline. He cannot believe this Placer defense is playing this way.
Yeah, that's a big play right there. Again, they've got to get the guy down the first chance, and they gang tackled him and got him down for a gain of just 1 yard.
2nd and 9 coming up. This ball officially now marked at the Pleasant Valley 44. 11 minutes to play in regulation. Shotgun for the Pleasant Valley Vikings. Guanzon gets a snap. It's a high one. Pressure coming. Now he's going to be sacked at the 50-yard line. Boom goes the dynamite, baby. Colin Bray. His 2nd sack of the night for number 60. That flight never took off. It got canceled.
A lot of pressure up the middle by the Hillmen. Good defense by the defensive backfield. Guanzon just kept looking and looking, and he eventually ran out of time as the push and the surge was too much for him for the Hillmen front four.
Colin Bray, who recently posted a video on Twitter of him squatting at least 245 pounds, and you know why he got that sack there? It was pure strength.
That's absolutely right. I don't put any videos of me doing any weightlifting on TikTok.
What's your max?
It's probably like, I would say, Mike, a 12-ouncer. Something like that, you know.
A New York
soda,
cut.
of course.
A New York cut.
A soda.
Here we go.
Soda.
3rd and 17 from the 50-yard line. They're going to run it. Akbal still going, but he's going to be wrestled down at the 35. He's about 3 yards short of the first down, and so now it's going to bring up 4th and short. And no doubt, Coach Cooley might go for this here.
Yeah, he's done it before. He's going to do it this time again. I think he, especially now with just about 9.5 left in the fourth quarter, a big chunk play right there. We've talked about it. 3rd down and long. The Placer Hillmen have had trouble defending it this year, and that was another case where they thought pass, they went run and got that chunk yardage.
Pleasant Valley 0 for 2 on 4th down so far tonight. They've got to get to at least the 34-yard line. Guanzon lines up under center. Gets the snap. They go up the middle. Akbale's got the first down and more. 20-15. Cuts it back. 10. Inside the 5. and he's in for the touchdown officially. Oh, man. A back-breaking 35-yard touchdown run. And just like that, Pleasant Valley went from last out on 4th down to the game being tied.
And once again, it's the running backs that we talked about, Keith. That was a great run. He had room, but he also was tackled at about the 10-yard line and grabbed and took 2 guys into the end zone with him, finally tumbling in there for the touchdown to right now, as we mentioned, tie the game. But with the failure of the Hillmen to score the PATs the last 2 times, now the Eagles can take the lead. And they're going to go with the kick.
And the last time Pleasant Valley tried a PAT, they doinked it off the left crossbar. Or off the left post, excuse me. They'll try it again. Garner set to kick the PAT. Snap good, hold good, and it's one left again. They don't hit the post on the left side, but Garner shanks it to the left. Like he talked about, it was a snap hook, and he did it again on the next team.
It was a snap hook, and usually after you snap hook, the next one you push because you overcorrect. That one he even went further left and just kind of doubled down on it. So now we've got ourselves a couple of teams who are playing hard, playing well, can't make the extra points, and we've got ourselves a tie ball game with 9 to go.
So Placer avoids another big PAT, 26-26 with 9:01 to go. This kickoff is brought to you by Auburn Trophies, 1221 Grass Valley Highway. Fan them the website,
AuburnTrophies.com.
We should also thank some of our other sponsors.
Go ahead.
The chance: Keith Thomas, State Farm Insurance, Robinson Sand and Gravel, the Mills Diner in Auburn, of course.
Of course.
And of course, Auburn Trophies. Give them that website one more time.
AuburnTrophies.com.
So now Placer with 9:01. This might be what they want to do here. They want that offense to chew that clock, and no doubt the way the running game was last time, that works in their favor.
Well, last time we saw, obviously, Davis with a great run, but Pleasant Valley came back with a great halfback run of their own. And right now it kind of feels like this game should be tied, and let's see who can take it out in the last 9 minutes.
So we're waiting to see. It's Davis and Prieto back inside the 5 to return this one. Snelling will kick this one off. Man, what a game so far. And it's going to come down to the wire. 9:01 remaining. Snelling. The kick is a good one. Prieto has this one inside the 5. He's going to take it out across the 10, 15. He's out across the 20, 25, 30. He's got blockers. Prieto still going as he leans forward towards the 33. A great aggressive kickoff return by Andres Prieto.
Yeah, just to give that Placer that field position at the 33, Keith, instead of at the 20, where Snelling pins him down most of the time. Just huge for the Hillmen.
Alejandro Prieto, who in week 1 against Castle Roble had that big kickoff return of 90+. They needed that one there, fam.
They needed that one, but like I said, we didn't need 90, but we needed to get it out past the 20, and that's what they did. And now the defense of Pleasant Valley fresh with that Lavelle Davis long run in their mind. Let's see what happens.
We got officially 29 on that kickoff return by Alex Prieto. Shotgun for Andy Hall and the Placer Hillmen. Davis lines up to the right of Hall. They go back to Lavelle. Up the middle, Lavelle Davis. He's at the 35. A gain of a couple there. It's going to bring up second down. And Lavelle Davis, if you need one guy to give the ball to and make a play, no doubt, we just saw in the second to last drive, Lavelle's your guy.
I was going to say I haven't seen Suggs in a while, but I think that was him just running into the huddle right there, as Davis has been the focal point from the backfield.
Second down coming up.
We can't tell how much time is left because they're using the scoreboard to say make some noise.
Wish we could tell you how much time is remaining in the game, but you know.
Somebody just showed up there going, I don't know what the score is.
The graphics guy wanted to get his bonus, so.
Supposed to make some noise.
Second and long. They go back to Lavelle Davis, who stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be third and long coming up, and that was a big play there.
So third down coming up, probably about 9 or 10 yards. Davis didn't get anything. Good defensive stop by the Eagles, and we think Andy Hall's going to have to go to the air. He's had a couple of times where he's had a guy on a slant play. He's had him open, so let's see if they try that this time.
It's going to be about 3rd and 9 coming up. Ball to the 34 of Placer. They need to cross at least their own 44 to get the first down conversion. Wonder what Joey's going to dial up here. They do a lot of play action when they go on the pass. No doubt you might see that here. You might see a run. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Highly doubted, enemy territory. Under center goes Hall. Drops back. Zips it over the middle. Intercepted at the 50. It was bobbled by Prieto. It was tipped up in the air. Interception by Butita. And that's a huge turnover there for Pleasant Valley.
They did the slant play that we talked about, Keith, but just a little bit off target. There was a guy's hand on it, came off of his hand, and the guy right behind him who was coming in to make the tackle gets the interception and field position at the 50.
Joey Montoya is talking to Andy Hall. He's giving him the confidence, saying, hey, calm down. We're still in this. This drive off the interception by Butita sets up shop inside Placer territory by a yard at their own 49. And now Placer's defense did not get that much of a rest. They're back on the field with 7:22 to go in a tied ball game, 26-26.
Yeah, great point there, Keith, as far as the rest on the defense. And now at the 49, and you're talking about Montoya talking to Hall. Yeah, he's telling him, he's like, look, we're going to get the ball back no matter what, and we're going to need you out there playing the way you can play. So don't get down on yourself and be ready.
So here we go. Pleasant Valley lines up at the Placer 49. Guanzon sends one man in motion. 3 tailbacks in the backfield. He drops back the pass. Has time. Now escapes the pocket. Pressure coming. Has nowhere to go. Now reverses course back to the far sideline. He's going to run. He's still going. Out across the 50, near back the line of scrimmage. And that was a great job by the pass rush for Placer to contain Guanzon. He tried to pull some Fran Tarkenton, but there was nowhere to go.
Yeah, it got back to about the line of scrimmage, maybe lost a yard. But it does seem like when he goes back to pass, he's thinking about that pass rush and not picking up his receivers quite as quickly. So I'm surprised they went to the pass because their running backs have been running the ball very well recently. So surprised in a way that they went to the air.
They're going to give Guanzon a loss of 3 on the scramble. That pushes the ball back to the Pleasant Valley 49 with 6:53 to go. Now they're going to go back to the run. They give it off to Akfale, who's still going, cuts it back inside, has the first down. Akfale gets it to the Placer 9, but hold on there. We got some Hillmen saying the ball is ours.
They're saying it's their ball. It is.
It's a fumble recovery by Placer. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. A big turnover by Placer. They give it up on the interception. They get it right back on the fumble.
Yeah, and they got it back on the fumble recovery. A great run by the running back who made 4 guys miss in the backfield. That was going for that extra yard, just like Placer's running backs do, and the ball was stripped out when he was trying for those extra yards.
Tie game, 26-26. A huge fumble recovery by Duncan. They go back to the running game as Davis gets out across the 45. And now there's a whistle, so that play will go for nothing. We're going to get a false start off the offense. That's going to move it back 5 yards. It's going to move the ball back to around the 33-yard line. And you touched on it, Phantom. Less penalties in the second half, but still, they're killing us.
Yeah, and bad timing again, and it seems like, if you're the Placer faithful here, you're going, well, just when it looks like things are going to go in our favor, all of a sudden, as soon as we try to get off the slide, it's a penalty. So, obviously, they're against that. And we've seen, tonight, Keith, we've seen a lot of big plays by the Placer defense, and we haven't seen mostly offensive through the first 3 games. And defensively, they've come up big a bunch of times.
1st and 15 from the Hillmen 33. Hall will keep it up the middle. He'll run, still going as he gets to maybe the 34. Gain of about 1 there, and now 3rd and long. No doubt you're going to have to throw it. No, actually, second down.
Second down, yeah. The first down was taken away. I'm surprised at that call. We've seen Andy Hall make some pretty good runs from the quarterback position, but again, Pleasant Valley has been very strong defensively up the middle of the field.
So now second down. This ball is marked at the Hillmen 34. Under 6 minutes to play officially in regulation. And this might come down to who has the football last, the way this game has taken shape.
Yeah, and both defenses are making big stops when they need them, and now we've got more whistles.
Now we got another whistle. We're going to get a timeout. It's going to be Placer.
Timeout. Hillmen.
And that's going to be the first of the half. They've got 2 remaining the rest of the way. Well, partner, let's catch our breath here for a minute.
You got to do that, yeah.
They were down 14-7 to start the second half. They tied it up. Got an onside kick, got the lead back, 20-14, and then Pleasant Valley came back. They missed the extra point. Hillman got another touchdown, 26-20. They missed an extra point, and then Pleasant Valley gets another touchdown. They tie it up. They missed an extra point, and now we're here, 26-26 with 5:48 to play. 2nd and 15 with 5:48 to go, and this is going to be an interesting play call here. They've had success running the football. No doubt you want to keep it on the ground as much as possible. Andy Hall sends a man in motion. They go up the middle. Nothing doing there. So now officially it's 3rd and long coming up. And no doubt you're going to have to throw it here.
Going to have to throw it here, and I might be surprised if they don't put Lavelle Davis just out, split him out wide, and let him just run as fast as he can and try to throw the deep ball. Because they got to loosen it up a little bit. The interior defense of Pleasant Valley is maybe the top unit of the night.
3rd and 14 coming up. They give Lavelle a gain of 1. This pushes the ball to the 35. We are about to clock under 5 minutes in regulation, so every play matters here. The Hillmen have 2 timeouts remaining. Andy Hall goes under center. He sends Lavelle Davis into the backfield on his right side. Now we're going to get another flag, and it's going to be a false start by the looks of it. And this will make it 3rd and 19. That'll push the ball back to the Hillman 30. So now you got to throw the ball.
Now you got to throw the ball, but I still think that they're going to throw the ball underneath and try to break a tackle or something, because trying to complete the 20-yard pass is just too tough. And again, Pleasant Valley, knowing they have to throw the ball, maybe dropping their backs back and then sending an extra backer.
Prieto has already caught the long touchdown from 50 yards out. That gave him the lead back 2014. He can fly. Here we go. Play action. Andy Hall, pressure coming. He's going to be sacked inside the 25, and now they'll be forced to punt on 4th and long.
Yeah, never a chance on that one, Keith. Pleasant Valley knew that they had to run a route, a pattern that was going to take a couple of seconds to do, and so they just sent an extra guy, and they put down Andy Hall for a loss of about 10 yards, it looks like.
They sacked for Beta, and now we got a bigger problem because Andy Hall on the field for a moment, and Andy Hall is limping back, and he is now on the ground. This is not a good sign.
Not a good sign at all.
Andy Hall still on the ground, and with 4:41 to go, we're going to take a break.
This is your home for Friday Night Football in the Foothills, 104.5 FM and AM 950 KAHI.
Welcome back. 4th and long coming up for the Hillmen as they punt this ball, but even worse news is Andy Hall clutching his left side near his rib cage, and that's your starting quarterback, and that's the guy that's been taking all the snaps so far. That's not a good sign, Phantom.
No, but he's moving around a little bit over here. More importantly, right now, 4th down, and receivers lining up at about the 50-yard line, and that's going to be a little bit short of the 50-yard line right there.
This was not a good play by Ramirez, and fortunately it's a good roll as that one pushes it back towards the 40, and so that ball is now inside the Pleasant Valley 40, and it should be noted that Maxwell Joyner, number 9, started taking some snaps on the sideline for the Hillmen.
You got it.
In case Andy Hall can't go.
That's right, and now it's on the shoulders of the Placer defense, as it has so many times this year and tonight. And tonight they've come up with a bunch of gems, but now they've got to do it one more time.
16 seconds.
This ball officially marked now at the Pleasant Valley 38. This defense, which has been so clutch all night, it's been the offense that's kept Placer in these games the first couple of weeks. Now they need the defense to step up once again.
Another big play, hopefully on the horizon.
So here we go. 1st and 10. Guanzan goes up the middle, and there's no one there. This is going to be a touchdown if no one can get to Nikashina. He's in the side of the 10-5, touchdown. Pleasant Valley has regained the lead with 4:06 to play.
It looks like later on in this game, Keith, the offensive line of Pleasant Valley has been dictating the tempo. Surprised that they went to the air last time. This time they just went straight to the ground, and a big, long touchdown run.
Kinoshita takes it 62 yards to the end zone. And for the time being, Pleasant Valley's up 32-26. You say for the time being because their last 2 extra point attempts have gone left.
Let's see if they try to go for 2 here. I don't think they figure like they're going to lose anything, so they might try to go for 2 and make it an 8-point ball game.
And that might be the best attempt, their best strategy right now, Phantom, given the way that kicking game has looked.
Right.
That's been on both sides.
And given the way that their running game has looked, especially in the second half. That time, they didn't break any tackles. That time he came through the line untouched and just took off. So that was just a situation of stretching the defense thin and getting through at the weakest point.
And they will, in fact, go for the 2-point conversion to make this an 8-point game. Now we're going to get a whistle.
They have a whistle.
It's going to be a timeout for Pleasant Valley. That's their first of the half. They've got 2 remaining. Guan's in under center, gives it off to Nikoshita. He's stopped at the goal line. He did not get it. They stopped Nikoshita.
No, he did not get it.
The ref signaled no conversion, and so that's a plus for Placer because it's only a 6-point game now. So if you get the touchdown, any other point gets you that lead, obviously.
4 minutes, 6 seconds left in the game.
We are under 4 minutes and 30 seconds to play. Placer needs a touchdown just to tie the game. Then they need an extra point or a 2-point conversion to get the lead back.
Let's not worry about the conversion right now.
Like I said, obviously, you were making up the point that you just need the touchdown.
Yeah, worry about the touchdown, then we'll worry about all that stuff later.
4:06 to go. Snelling back to kick this one off.
He's been a huge weapon.
Alejandro Prieto and Lavelle Davis inside the 5 to return this football. And you can cut the tension with a clear plastic knife.
Oh, I love those.
Snelling. This is a good one, but it's returnable. It's inside the 15. Lavelle Davis takes it at the 15. He brings it out. So far, a good return. 15, 20, 30. Still going is Lavelle, and that's a pretty good return, all things considered, as he's at the 32.
Absolutely. I call that a plus 12 because you're figuring you're going to be at the 20-yard line, and anything you get out past that is gravy. So they've got first down, 68 yards to go.
So now, here comes the Placer offense. Andy Hall
Under 4 minutes
back
left
in the game. Suggs comes back on the field. He's hobbling with that ankle. You know, Jalen Suggs.
A lot of hobbling being done by the Placer offense.
Placer will have to go 67 yards to tie the game at 32. They give it up the middle. Lavelle Davis at the 45. Sucks one man, and Lavelle Davis pushes the 6. It's a first down, and it's officially a gain of at least 12.
Kind of like up the middle, like you say, Keith, but a little bit to the right side. Again, they can't go straight up the middle on this Pleasant Valley defense, but if they can get to the outside, they're having some success.
Gain of 13, and that pushes the ball to the 46 of Placer. 3:44 to play in regulation. Placer has 2 timeouts remaining.
And they need to worry about getting plays off in a timely fashion. You cannot have the 5-yard penalties that they've been getting all night long.
Or the false starts. 1st and 10 for the Placer 46. Up the middle of Lavelle Davis. He's met the line of scrimmage. He's still moving his feet. Finally pushed back. He might have got 1 on first down with 3:22 to go.
And another try up the middle of the field, and now with just ticking down toward 3 minutes, the clock is going to become a factor in this ball game.
And poor Jalen Suggs is hobbling towards the line of scrimmage in the huddle.
Yeah, he's hobbling toward the field, not away from the field.
Yeah, toward the
field.
huddle.
Yeah.
3:03 to play. We're officially under 3 minutes to go. Prieto comes back in the game.
Just a lot of conversations going on the sidelines for Placer tonight, trying to get guys back in the game in time to play.
2nd and 10. They go to Luca Collins. Collins down the far sideline. He's near the 50. He might have got 5, maybe 4. Nonetheless, 3rd down coming up here for Placer.
3rd down, 6 yards to go, about 6 yards to go. Luca left, as we call him, just 4 or 5 yards that time. But kind of a change of pace to get somebody off, give Lavelle a little bit of a break. And now we've got obviously 4-down territory here, so 2:25 to go.
Placer will need to get to the Pleasant Valley 41 to move the chains. And Luca didn't get out of bounds, so there's 2:18 to play in regulation. And a lot of time is being ticked off this clock.
Right, well, you got a lot of time, but you send Hall to the sideline to get to play every time, and now we're getting down. Well, we don't know how much time because the scoreboard's showing make some noise again.
Back to pass goes Hall, has time, throws it far sideline, caught by Prieto. It's a first down. Alejandro Prieto, he got the first down. They're going to say he caught it. It looked close, but Alejandro Prieto with a huge first down conversion, and not only does that move the chains, it stops the clock at 1:58.
Stops it momentarily and gets them 4 fresh downs, which obviously, let's see if they run the ball still, if they're going to try to go to the air.
Placer in PV territory. They go up the middle. Lavelle Davis gets by 1 blocker, and he's out at the 40-yard line, gain of about 2, maybe 3.
And that takes 10 seconds off the clock, and now it's a situation where you can't afford to go ahead and take a guy to the sideline to get plays every time. You just don't have time to do that.
1:39 to go. Placer on the march, but they've got to get the ball moving, and time continues to tick. They're getting the snaps right for the PAT, but they got to score first. They go to Lavelle Davis, who cuts inside. 35. Lavelle Davis is near the 6.
A good run by Davis, close to a first down.
They're going to give him 5, so it'll be 3rd and 2 coming up, 1:18. And now Placer will use one of those 2 timeouts. They got 1 remaining.
Timeout Hillmen. That's their second timeout.
The ball at the 35 of Pleasant Valley. Placer will need to at least get to the 33 to move the sticks. They're going to officially make this 3rd and 3 on the scoreboard. Under 2 minutes to play, and Placer with 1 timeout remaining. But remember, a first down stops the clock. So a first down here is equivalent to a timeout. Here we go. Andy Hall under center. Goes to Luca Collins. Did he get it? It looks like he does. And Luca gets the first down, and that stops the clock with 1:10 to play.
Let's see, they got to stop it to reset. And they got to get that play in quickly because they have to be ready when the clock commences, that they have the play ready to go. As the clock is wound now, it's ready, spotted ready for play, and we're ticking down toward a minute.
All right, here we go. Ball is marked inside the 30. They go back to Suggs, who's wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Play still going. He's marked down to 39, and with 55 seconds to go,
You're going to have to use that timeout.
Placer will use that timeout.
Hillmen will use their last timeout.
Placer at the Pleasant Valley 36 with 52 seconds and 9/10 remaining. Here we go. What will Joey Montoya draw up to get his Hillmen in the end zone and tie this game at 32?
And remember, if you throw a pass, you really have to, it has to be over 10 yards. Because anything that it is not 10 yards is just basically a run, and the clock keeps going.
Andy Hall on some sore ribs in his left side will have to fling the football. The last time he dropped back to pass, he got clobbered behind the line of scrimmage, and he got hurt. But he's gutting it out.
Let's see if they put him in the shotgun or put him under center here. Give him a little more chance to look at the defense. So we've got a couple of seconds added to the clock. I guess they called the timeout before. So they put 5 seconds left back on the clock.
So now officially 58 seconds remaining on the clock. Placer had trouble blocking against Antelope in a situation like this. They put Hall under center. They give it to Lavelle Davis at the end of the round. Davis has room, 35-30, inside the 20, and that stops the clock. It's a first down.
It stops the clock, but when they get ready to wind it,
does not stop the
if
clock.
they're still winding it, I think.
44 seconds. He's short of the first down.
Oh,
now,
man.
with 40 seconds, Placer is going to have to get this play off. 37 seconds, 36 seconds, 35. They go up the middle with Luca, and they might not have gotten it.
Let's see.
They're going to say first down. With 28 seconds, the clock has officially been stopped.
So they've got to get their team ready to go on the field. When they wind play, you have to have the play already called and ready to go as the time starts going down.
25 seconds to go. Are they going to spike this? Hall back to pass. Has time. Over the middle. Caught for the touchdown. No! Incomplete.
They got their hands on it, but it was knocked away.
Luca Collins had the football right down Broadway, and they knocked it out of his hands with 17 seconds.
That's the only bright spot in this, is it does stop the clock and give them a chance to take a breath. But with 17 seconds, obviously, you have to go for the end zone.
The ball is officially marked. We can't see from our vantage point. It's inside the 20, definitely. Right, Phantom?
Looks like the 18-yard line, Keith.
You got 18 yards to tie this game. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Hillmen. The clock stops at 17 seconds. Hall under center. Back to pass. And now we're going to get a false start. It's going to be a false start. Yes, it is.
Maybe it was a timeout or false start.
They're going to call it false start.
Oh, man.
They're going to say illegal procedure. So that marks the ball off to the 23. And so now things just got a little more difficult for Placer.
Or maybe it just opened up a little more room for him, Keith. I mean, let's look at the bright side on this. It's 5 more yards, obviously, but it gives you a little bit more space to maneuver.
14 seconds to go, and now we're going to get a whistle. I don't know how the clock went from 17 to 14 seconds.
When there was no play.
When there was no play. And I just got to say this right now. We got to get a hold on this scoreboard situation. The scoreboard situation has not been up to par tonight. They put graphics up when the time needed to be on. They've took time off the clock. It's ridiculous at this point.
Well, they think they're a jumbotron, but actually they're just a scoreboard. They're trying to be bigger than they are.
No, it's just ridiculous. You got the time remaining, the most crucial part of the game.
And you look up there and it's saying make some noise.
So now they put it back to 17 seconds. And it'll be 2nd and 15 from the 22-yard line. Hall under center. Play action. Back to pass. Pressure coming. Steps in the pocket. Hall is going to be sacked with 12 seconds to go. And now, this might be the final play of the game, and they might not even get it off. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, they spike it.
They should have gotten it up. They should have 1 more second left.
In the nick of time, Andy Hall spiked this game clock. It's 9/10 remaining.
Yeah, it should be, maybe even be a little bit more.
There should be at least 2 seconds.
He did get it off in time, and now we'll see if they're going to go ahead and, I think Pleasant Valley may call it, if they have a timeout, they may call it now just to get everything, all their ducks in a row.
The clock has been reset to 1 second and 5/10 remaining.
Let's see if they have Andy Hall in the shotgun this time, so he can get back to his throw point a little bit quicker than he did that time.
This is the last play of the game officially. Placer will not have a chance to call a timeout. They're out with 1 second and 5/10. Pleasant Valley taking no chances. They've got everyone back in coverage. Hall back to pass. Pressure coming. Gonna get it off. This is the tie. It is incomplete. Overhead, but we have a flag. There's a flag in the end zone. Oh man!
Oh my God!
It's over, but there's a flag in the end zone, and it might be pass interference.
The ball sailed high, Keith, and it looked like the defender jumped into the back of the Placer receiver. It was an uncatchable ball the way it was, though. Let's see. But you don't call that flag if you don't mean it.
We must wait for the call.
But the way things have been going with referees tonight, I would think they'd wave it off, and they did.
No flag. They wave it off.
They threw the flag and then picked it up.
Pleasant Valley has won. And that'll do it.
And kind of a fitting end to this game that it was decided as much by yellow flags as it was by two teams who played their hearts out and played great games. Don't take anything away from either team, and don't take anything away from Pleasant Valley for the win. But man,
Joey Montoya is irate. He might have a reason to be. Joey Montoya is saying, how are you going to throw the flag if there's not a chance? And he's irate.
He's saying if there's not a chance, then why did you throw the flag in the first place? You were standing right there, and the guy ran up his back. So it's just the last straw of a night full of yellow problems.
And they're going to say pass interference on Placer. I don't even know what the flag is at this point, but that's it. And the Placer faithful, the Placer faithful are letting their voices be heard. They're not happy. A flag was called at the end of the game. There was pass interference, and then the flag was taken back. I don't know how you call flag, Phantom. I'm not an expert by any means, but I don't know how you call flag if the play is in bounds and if there's a chance to catch it. Well, I don't know.
We don't know what he called it for, but he was looking at the play, picked his flag up and threw it right at the play. So either way, there was no signal made, so I must assume that the flag was picked up. Otherwise, if it was offensive pass interference, they would make a signal and tell you it's offensive pass interference. So, I mean, we're not on the field, so we can't really tell, but a game in which officials play way too big a role.
Well, nonetheless, flag or no flag, that's going to do it. Another heartbreaking loss for the fourth consecutive week for the Placer Hillmen.
Absolutely.
They lose this one 32-26. We're going to take a 10-second break. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up, and we'll conclude this one. The final score, Pleasant Valley 32, their Placer Hillmen 26 here on KAHI Radio, 950 AM.
104.5 on the FM dial.
Play action. The throw, that one is intercepted at the 50-yard line. And the Hillmen are in business already with a big turnover. Here we go, first down. They're going to give it up the middle, and Suggs has it. Jalen Suggs still going as he's near the 45. Another big bruising run. They send LaBelle in motion. Andy Hall, play action, back to pass. He wants it all. Rio downfield. Hall on the pass. Rio's for going. 5.
Touchdown.
Here we go. Like you said, they're in the shotgun on third and short. Swanson back to pass. Bootlegs to the right. Pressure coming. Steps in the pocket. At the 40-yard line. Swanson. Pressure coming. Steps up. He's taken down by Alcoa. Down. 2nd and 7 coming up. They give it up again. And LaVelle Davis is broken free. He down is on the 50, 45-40. It's a foot race. 30, 25-20, 15. They won't take it. Touchdown! Play action, all back to pass, that's time. Gonna throw it to the near sideline. That pass is almost intercepted, and then it's caught by number 6, Jake Barada. Wands under center. Back to pass. Has time. Up fake. Now going to keep it. He's wrestled down. Falls to the ground. It's picked up by a Pleasant Valley lineman who's still going. And he's wrestled down. Bootleg to the right. Wands trying to pitch it. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to hide. The Hillmen take it. A turnover on down. Nope. They're actually going to give it on the outside to Lucas Collins. He's brought 35, 40, 45. Lucas cuts it back. 50, 45. Collins is still going. 35, 30, 45. Inside the 25 is Super Lucas Collins.
Sheehan's taken down in the backfield.